Number 22, Wade Manning. Both rookies. Dallas looking to improve on their kick returns from a year ago, for the past few years, as a matter of fact. Butch Johnson has been doing the job well. He doesn't make mistakes, but he doesn't give you the big return. Tony Fritsch, a former Cowboy, will kick it off. He put 4 years in with the Cowboys and set to get the state championship underway. We will call it that. Wade Manning at the 2-yard line, looking for the wedge. Finds an opening and gets out to the 25-yard line. The rookie from Ohio State, hit there by Ted Thompson. And let's meet the Cowboy offense. They're familiar names, of course. Roger Staubach at quarterback. We told you about him. Drew Pearson, a wide receiver. We're going to see a lot of him tonight. He has been troubled with the knee. Also has a bruised calf. You're going to hear a lot about injuries. There is a veteran offensive line. The question mark may be Rayfield Wright at right tackle. He is not rounded out as they anticipated he would this year. Set to go. 1st and 10. The ball at the 25-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Quick toss, and it goes to Preston Pearson, who is in there as a starter because, as we told you, Tony Dorsett has that broken toe. Let's meet the defensive unit. They play a 3-4. Bum Phillips likes it. He thinks he can rush the passer. You'll hear about that later. And there are the linebackers. They're tough. Art Stringer, of course, looks as though he has replaced Steve Kiner at one inside linebacker. Defensively, the secondary, quite frankly, a question mark as far as I'm concerned. But they get a good pass rush, and that will help a defensive back. A gain of 4 for Preston Pearson. 2nd down and 6. The ball short of the 30-yard line. Back, both backs out of the backfield. Has the time, looking for the receiver. He doesn't find one. Down he goes, getting back to the line of scrimmage. He picked up a yard. Andy Doris, defensively, number 69, made the stop. One thing I like about Roger, Howard, and, of course, Fran, he really doesn't throw that ball up for grabs. He didn't have a receiver, so he tucked it away.
Frank, another point on the 3-man line. You don't get a lot of pass rush with just a straight 3-man line unless you blitz a linebacker. But it is more difficult to see the pass defense, to see the coverage. You've got 8 men running around in the coverage in the different formations, and that makes it tougher to read for a quarterback.
3rd down, a little less than 6. Drew Pearson out to the left, Tony Hill to the right. Pearson, top of your screen. Where's 88? Tony Hill is 80. Going to Preston Pearson, as they always do on such situations. Out of bounds, but he has the 1st down. Leading receiver from last year for the Cowboys gets the 1st down out just short of the 38-yard line, and we'll watch it from the end zone.
It almost never fails, does it, Fran? And you've explained in every game we've done thus far why Preston Pearson is always seemingly clear.
They're putting him against the linebacker. The defensive backs are doubling out on the 3 wide receivers, and he's a mismatch against the linebacker, and he did it again, and that's why they go to him.
Get him open, because when you have Drew Pearson one side, Tony Hill on the other side, well, he comes out of that backfield, and you got to cover him with what you have left. 1st and 10. Pearson in motion. Robert Newhouse, his first attempt. Bounces off one tackle. Gets out over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Up into there by one of the fine linebackers in football, perhaps ever to play this game, Robert Brazil, number 52. He'll take your head off.
Frank, I would think that Dallas would be concerned about their running game. We know Tony Dorsett is the main man in the running game, but he's hurt, and he may not be ready for the opening of the season, and they still got to be able to run the football if Tony Dorsett's not in.
Quick look at Robert Brazil. Deceiving in a way. He's 6'4", a 240-pounder, and he moves like a cat. 2nd down, 7. The ball inside the 41-yard line of the Cowboys. We're just underway from Dallas. Little draw play. Preston Pearson finds an opening. Right side, gets out close to a 1st down. I believe he has it just short of the 49-yard line. Upended by Ted Washington, another fine linebacker for the Oilers. And the Cowboys moving the football. Yes, indeed. They have the 1st down.
Mentioned a moment ago that the Houston secondary was, quite frankly, suspect in his mind. The interesting thing in perspective about this whole Houston defense, they've got 1 first-round draft choice on that defensive unit, but Fran, have you noticed all of the others way down? The very thing we discussed last week in Seattle.
1st and 10, the ball at the 48-yard line. Robert Newhouse gets the ball, looks for an opening, doesn't find it, gets to the 49-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 9.
And to be even more specific, Frank, in that secondary that you find suspect, there are, count them, 1, 2, 3 free agents as you look at number 44, a little butterball fullback who fits the Landry mold so well.
One of them, Howard, will be watching, I know the Oiler fans will, is Vernon Perry. He was an All-Pro up in Canada a year ago, played for Montreal. Montreal, 6'2", 211, tight safety man. Where's number 32? We'll be pointing him out tonight. 2nd and 9. The ball short at midfield. Staubach again with both backs in the pattern. He's going deep. Tony Hill's down there, but he throws it short. They did not. Yeah, they did. They picked it up. There's no question that J.C. Wilson was pushed off by Tony Hill. I didn't think they were going to call it, Fran, but they got it.
I think you're absolutely right,
No
Frank,
question.
because Tony Hill did push off the defensive back. J.C. Wilson, good alert call by the official.
Right. Very thing as we look at it in isolation that we discussed with Chief of Umpires Art McNally today in a long meeting that we had with him on the new rules. Now watch this. The ball was underthrown. He took Wilson by the neck, threw him aside, then pushed him off, carried the ball right in.
Referee Bryn Dyke.
Pass turns number 80.
Fairly obvious. Ben Dryth with a little electronic trouble there with his radio. There's Tony Hill.
Significant thing there, Frank, that was Tony Hill was man on man with no underneath help of linebackers or defensive safety men. And that's a tough job for J.C. Wilson to cover Tony Hill man on man or anybody else too.
Hey, he was covering him well. I think he just was a little frightened early in the game. He was in good position. 2nd down and 10. 10-yard assessment on that penalty. Ball now inside the 40. Staubach out of the shotgun. Draws a crowd, and down he goes under it. Clear back at the 28-yard line.
Now that makes a point right there on that sack. A point that Sir Francis has been making to you folks ever since he joined our team. To wit, that you don't usually get as good a pass rush with the 34 defense, the 3-man line, as we look at it again.
Watch Kennard, number 71. He is starting a nose guard in place of Curly Copel. Ordinarily is there.
Watch on the bottom of your screen. They also sent a linebacker in, and that got the pressure that created the sack. All right. They didn't send 3 people. They sent 4 in that situation.
The point I was making, though, Fran, is Bum Phillips disagrees with you. He points out that in passing situations, Pittsburgh reverts to a 3-man line.
Dallas calls timeout. They didn't like what they saw, the setup, so we'll be returning after this message. He awaits his first offensive set of the night. He's had to play much of the preseason because of the arm injury we've already spoken of with Dan Pastorini. Meanwhile, down in the field, 3rd down and $500,000. 29 to be specific. The ball inside the 30-yard line. Staubach out of the shotgun. Keeps the back end for added time. Going over the middle and is picked off by Vernon Perry, the young man we told you about, who came as a free agent after being an all-pro with the Montreal Alouettes. And he gets Houston good field position. He's down to the 38-yard line. Look again.
All right, Rogers back in the pocket. It's only a 3-man rush. No linebackers coming. As you see, he's got all the time in the world, Howard. Only problem, they got 8 men in the secondary. They can't pick a receiver out.
And good coverage on the part of Vernon Perry. The ball underthrown by Staubach. But good field position. You just joined us. It's the Houston Oilers. They have possession of the ball. Their first time against the Dallas Cowboys. No scores. 10:39 remaining in the first quarterback. Earl Campbell, 34, of course, but the toss goes to Rob Carpenter, number 26. Flag is down. You saw it. Carpenter turns the corner, gets good yardage. He has a first down. Keep in mind the flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. Rob Carpenter in there tonight. Tim Wilson ordinarily would be in there with Earl Campbell, but he has a back muscle problem.
A couple of years ago, Rob Carpenter came in. Let's listen. Well, I don't know where it was. But anyway, Carpenter came in and became all-rookie. It was around mid-season. And the kid was terrific. Last year, he started off the same way. He was just terrific. So quick off the mark, much like Benny Malone. And look at that as you look the Houston Oilers offensive line. You just saw the backfield a moment ago.
Number 86.
That was the call, the penalty against Houston. The point is, Carpenter is back. He got racked up the second half last year. They missed him terribly. He's a tremendous runner, quick off the mark, and excellent receiver. Fine back.
Penalty against Mike Barber, a costly one. First down and 20. Wide receivers, Eddie Foster, 89, Burrow, 00, out to the left, both of them, and Carpenter gets the call again. Trying to catch Dallas, anticipating the pass. Little trap up the middle, nothing happened. Vernon Perry, who made that interception, played his college football with Robert Brazil at Jackson State. Cowboy defense, make no question about it. Even with The two retired football players over on the left side, Jethro Pugh and Too Tall Jones. It's a good one. Questions at the corner, both with Benny Barnes, Aaron Kyle. We'll talk about that later as we look at a second and 15. Right in there to Eddie Foster. Gifford Nielsen put it right into a crowd, complete. They're close to a first down. I believe they're just a little short. Benny Barnes was covering.
Little bit of heat down there. Let's watch it again, Francis. We watched Gifford Nielsen against the Jets last week, and he impressed.
He did impress. Watch Randy White put the heat on. He came through two blockers, almost got to the quarterback. Gifford Nielsen made a good throw. Important for his first throw to be a good one, and that was right on the numbers.
Oh, he pumped that in there. Yard short of a first down, maybe less than a yard. Ball inside the 29-yard line. Gifford leaves it there. Indications are that Houston has recovered. And we are going to have a fourth down, I believe. Gifford Nielsen fell on the football. But at the 30-yard line, we'll have a fourth down and 2. And that should produce the field goal attempt of Tony Fritsch.
Frank, Gifford Nielsen fumbled the snap from center. Now, the old center always gets blamed for that, but many times the quarterback pulls out of there too early. I don't know what happened there. Only those two people know, but it cost them an opportunity to get a first down and set up the field goal.
47-yard attempt by the former Cowboy. Gifford Nielsen is the holder. Long enough. And it's good enough. Tony Fritsch, who was third in the NFL in accuracy last year with 14 of 18, hits from 47 yards out. The Houston Oilers lead it 3-0. We'll be back. Tonight, 9:20 remaining in the first quarter. The man who will kick off now for Houston, Tony Fritsch, hit from 47 yards out, 3-0 over the Dallas Cowboys here in the first quarter. Wade Manning at the 2-yard line, looking again for the wedge in the middle. And is pounded down at the 22-yard line. Hustling down there, Ted Thompson. But Dallas will get another opportunity. Again, reminding you that Tony Dorsett with the broken toe. Tom does not anticipate that he will have him for the opener against the St. Louis Cardinals, September the 2nd. He does not know when he'll get Danny White, the backup quarterback, back, but he feels that he will be punting by St. Louis time. It's a broken thumb in the right hand, and that's where he takes the ball from the center. It would be very painful. First and 10, Dallas. Preston Pearson. Robert Newhouse in front, nowhere to go. Down he goes, Big Ted Washington. Outside linebacker, number 59, in there to dump Preston Pearson for a loss. He marked just short of the 20-yard line, a loss of almost 3 yards. Call it second down and 13.
One might call a Houston secondary suspect, though that has to be proved out during the season. One can hardly call that linebacking corps suspect, Frank. Not with Brazil, Bingham, Washington approved commodity, and now Stringer taking over from Kiner.
They are solid. Second and 13. Tony Hill, Preston Pearson, Drew Pearson now. This is Drew Pearson in motion. Screen, and it goes to Preston Pearson. He gets one block in front, but Greg Stemrick is there to take him out of bounds after a gain of about 2-3 yards. There's Tony Dorsett on the sidelines. Hate to lose that from your offense. Over 1,300 yards. He did it back-to-back, as a matter of fact.
Can't drop mirrors on your toe.
Frank, I love Bum Phillips. I think he's one of the great coaches in the world. But I will point out to Howard here.
He had 5 on the line.
They now have 4 defensive linemen on the line in a pass situation. They had it on second down. And they've got a very good rookie on the defensive line, number 75, Jesse Baker. And they think he could be an excellent pass rusher for them. Let's watch.
Third and 10. Out of time, out of the shotgun, and Roger fired it in there. It was right in the arms of his intended receiver. That, of course, coming out of the backfield was Preston Pearson, or rather Ron Springs.
Frank, a point here. Greg Stemrick is really a hitter in the secondary, number 27. He's the one that made the big hit on Ron Springs that time. Last year, he forced 4 fumbles with hits just like you saw right there after the receiver caught the ball. That time, he prevented the catch at all.
Well, he gave the rookie Ron Springs a shot. The ball came loose, and Dallas must punt. Rich Ellender, 9th round draft pick out of McNeese State, and Dwayne Carroll will punt. Ordinarily that would have been Danny White, as I told you. He's not going to be available until the start of the season. Ellender with a pretty classy move, gets to the 47-yard line on a 34-yard punt by Dwayne Carroll. I spoke of the Cowboys opening, Howard, against St. Louis. Houston goes against Washington. We have one heck of an opening week.
We sure do. The Pittsburgh Steelers against the New England Patriots. New England obviously loaded with personnel, but it's still a puzzlement as to the departure of Leon Gray. We'll have more on that later. And, of course, Thursday night will be the Rams against the Bronx, September 6th.
Earl Campbell on his first carry gets a yard as the defense closes down. There he is, led everything last year as a rookie, 1,450 yards. As a matter of fact, in this game a year ago, Gifford Nielsen was the quarterback. Earl Campbell, the rookie. Gifford Nielsen, I think, threw the ball 6 or 7 times, and Earl Campbell really impressed the Cowboys. He gained over 150 yards rushing in that game.
That's enough to impress you. Let's see what they do running against the flat. Well, they're passing now.
2nd and 8. Looks like Mike Barber. Yes, it is. And Barber gets to the 40-yard line. Houston first down. And Mike Barber coming off a super year last year.
Frank, you can talk about the great tight ends in football, which we all do. I don't think there's any greater than number 86, Mike Barber, and he had a wonderful year last year. Not only is he playing, he's an inspirational leader for this football team. He's a very emotional type player. You might remember in the Pittsburgh playoff game last year when he took what he thought was an unfair shot, had to leave the game because of injury. He is an emotional player.
The 1st and 10 is at the 40-yard line. 6:55 remaining in the first quarter. 3-0 Houston, and Rob Carpenter looking for a little opening, finds nothing as Tom Henderson drifted out. And Carpenter went down at the line of scrimmage. Tom Henderson's another injured Cowboy. He's playing tonight because he feels he has to. He has a torn muscle in his stomach, Howard.
Yes, and we asked him about it, and he said it would be better if I got more money.
Howard,
that's Hollywood Henderson.
That's exactly what he said.
In the meantime, I want to talk about Mike Barber in just a minute.
On 2nd down and 10. Wide receivers slip to the right. Campbell gets the call, and Campbell gets to the 35-yard line, just about his average last year when he averaged 4.8 a carry. He's a piece of work.
Well, here's Earl Campbell. If you can call anybody the franchise in the NFL, this is the man to do it. He turned this franchise on. He turned the city of Houston on. And there you see him again going for yards.
And he certainly, as Frank has pointed out often, was a major factor in the emergence of Dan Pastorini.
3rd and 5. Eddie Foster split to the right. Number 89, Ken Burrow. To the left, and here comes Harvey Martin doing his thing. He did it 16 times a year ago, was unhappy. He did it 23 times the year before that. Nilsson goes down back at the 44-yard line, and Harvey Martin not only made the sack, I think he's got him out of field goal position, Fran.
This is no contest. Morris Townsend is going to get windburned from the draft that Harvey Martin had to coming by him. I'm telling you, he didn't even touch him. Harvey Martin must be back.
He has just met Harvey Martin, Mr. Nielsen.
For Oiler fans, however, Leon Gray will be in that spot probably during the season, and Towns will be at guard. Cliff Parsley to punt. Wade Manning is deep for the Cowboys. Parsley looking for the corner, doesn't get it, as he did so many times last year. Into the end zone, touchback. So we have 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Houston has a 3-0 lead. Tony Fritz, 47-yard field goal.
He's the one who should have
drink beautiful milk.
He's the one who should have turned fighter.
That's not all wrong.
One of the greats. Dallas, 1st and 10. The ball at their own 20-yard line. Following that touchback, they trail 3-0. Staubach, Preston Pearson, Robert Newhouse. Drew Pearson, Tony Hill, wide receivers. Newhouse doesn't find the hole, spins to the outside, gets a yard, that's it. Closed down by Andy Doris there.
This is our 3rd game. It's very young in this contest where we've had the Cowboys. And they are dragging on offense, no question about it, without Dorsett. Now, when you have this kind of problem, the burden is on the quarterback to pick the team up, isn't it, Francis?
It really is, Howard. the thing you don't have, Dorsett, but you got 10 other starters on offense, and that one loss should not knock your offense down completely. Roger has to take the responsibility to get them going.
Second down, 9. Draw play, Preston Pearson. Right this one off. Down he goes. First man there was Greg Bingham, one of the other linebackers showing his play.
He is a beauty, and once he gets his fingers on you, he doesn't let go, as you just saw there. Greg Bingham, the veteran linebacker of this team. Though Washington could be characterized as such. There's the bum Phillips. How they love him. He's different.
I started to say the thing about Bingham, Howard. He's always there. He has, I think he's came up in '73, and he's never missed a game since then.
That's right. Extremely durable.
3rd and 9 out of the shotgun. Roger. Look out, Roger, and down you go.
Well, I'll tell you who chased him down. That was Jesse Baker, a rookie. And I'm telling you, he ran the 100-yard dash in high school when he was from Conyers, Georgia. He's a 4.7 40 man, which is fast.
Which is fast for a defensive end. Baker and Mike Stensrud were both second-round draft choices.
Watch Baker from the bottom of the screen, and Roger is not slow, as you all know, and Baker made him look like he was standing still.
That's Baker. They intend to keep 8 or 9 rookies this year. The Oilers do. They're very happy with their rookie crop. And the 2 top ones, the 2 we just mentioned. Baker made the play, and Mike Stensrud of Iowa State. He's a mountain of a man.
Ellender standing at his 42. Houston should get good field position. Good kick by Dwayne Carroll. Beauty. Ellender all the way back to his own 30-yard line. He had to go back almost 15 yards, and they dumping quick. It's Tom Henderson down there at the 25-yard line. So Dallas on a tremendous kick. A 50 yards by Dwayne Carroll gets out of trouble. Timeout. We'll be back. First, will be with us for our season's opener. That up in New England on Monday night, Labor Day Monday night. And then Fran will be back with us in Denver on Thursday night. Denver against Los Angeles. 2:50 remaining the first quarter. Houston with the 3-0 lead. You saw the action. Morris Towns.
Well, Morris Towns,
tackle, I think, pulled up and drew the Cowboys off.
Well, as you all remember, Morris Towns is the one that Harvey Martin blew by. He's going to try to get the jump on Harvey Martin here. Watch number 76 at the bottom of your screen, and he's trying to get a little head start on Harvey this time.
Yeah, but Frank
called him for offside.
Frank made a key point. Leon Gray is not here yet, the recently acquired one from New England. He'll be playing in that spot. And he, together with Hanna, were of a cut with Upshaw and Shell of Oakland. Gray is a simply great offensive tackle, period.
Loss of 5. First down, 15. And look at Campbell. He was hit behind the line of scrimmage, and he still got 3.5, 4 yards out of it. And Harvey Martin was all over him. Dan Pastorini looking on.
He's a movie star, I swear.
He ought to get out of this game. He's too pretty to be a quarterback. He is discouraged. He's now arrived as a quarterback. He knows he's got a great team. He wants to play, and he's worried about his arm.
Those arms are such tricky things. We ought to get into how you went to a kinesiologist to revive yours. A fella named Mike Marshall.
Second down, 12. Campbell again. Oh, is he quick? Look at this. Aaron Kyle is there. He throws him aside. And Benny Barnes makes the save, and a flag goes down.
I want to tell you folks something. Frank was right on that call. He just threw Aaron Kyle aside. And if Aaron Kyle has one great capacity, it's as a one-on-one tackler.
And to add insult to injury, Howard, it was a face mask call when they finally got him down. I want you to watch this. Here's Earl Campbell coming off the left side. Simple play. Any other back, he gets tackled for a 3-yard gain. It's almost like he's playing in another league that he shouldn't. He's too big for these guys. Obviously he isn't, but he did pretty well. Here he comes again right at us. This is a look at what you would have to tackle. There's Aaron Kyle trying to make a hit. Hardly stuns him at all. There's the face mask right there. Good shot. Good shot.
One thing any little football player could take note of, that Earl Campbell saw Kyle coming. You saw him switch the ball, so it gave him that free hand. Right. First and 10.
Oh, did he push Kyle aside?
Kenny King is in there now, giving Campbell a rest. He gets the call, the rookie from the University of Oklahoma. And he gets inside the 25 to about the 23, picking up 4 yards, 2nd down and 6.
Frank Kenny King from Oklahoma is an interesting story. He said that if he hadn't played in the backfield with the Heisman Trophy winner Billy Sims, he would have won the Heisman Trophy. I'm not so sure he's not right.
There he is, 5'11", 203-pounder.
He was their 3rd-round draft choice.
Good strong blocker, they say. 2nd and 6. Houston with a 3-0 lead. 1:32 remaining in the first quarter. Kenny King drops the football. It's recovered by Houston. Mike Barber, who is a hustling football player.
He really
already characterized him as that, and he is indeed.
As you look at King isolated, watch him. He has control of the football now. Doesn't know where to go, and as he started...
There goes the Heisman.
Yes, exactly. But Billy Sims committed his share, too, of fumbles.
He did. It's hard to gain yards when you start dancing there in the backfield.
Houston, 3rd and 12. Gifford Nielsen. Man open over the middle. It's Billy White Shoes Johnson. Billy White Shoes Johnson coming into the game. He's playing with a hamstring. We know that. Knee surgery last year. Missed almost all of the season. Gets a 1st down inside the 10-yard line of the Cowboys.
2 things. When healthy, when people like Johnson and Castor and Renfro are in there, you get some idea, together with a tight end like Barber, of the great diversification of receivers. There's Campbell back in, number 34. 2, Gifford Nielsen is running this ball club more and more confidently, based upon what we saw against the Jets a week ago and now tonight.
Campbell inside the 10. That's not a bad place to have him either. Oh, and that was a good open field tackle. Randy Hughes is playing with 13 stitches in his forehead as a result of a lamp falling on his head in training camp yesterday morning.
This is a team with new ways to get hurt as we look at Earl Campbell. Dallas, I mean.
There's no doubt who they're going to get to give the ball to inside the 10-yard line. Big number 34. He almost broke that tackle. Randy Hughes stayed with him. He made a nice play.
Randy got hurt with a lamp falling on him. Dorset with a mirror falling on him. So they found new ways to become disabled. Will be back.
In which he only played 3 football games. But in those 3 football games, as a senior, Brigham Young, he threw 13 touchdowns and averaged over 300 yards each of those 3 games. So he was a bargain.
Here's the advantage, Frank, of having an Earl Campbell. Ordinarily, you would have to throw the ball in this situation on the 8-yard line, 2nd and 8. With Earl Campbell, you can give it to him, and he can get you the 8 yards.
It's the same as throwing it.
Takes a deep 7 yards. He likes to look it over when he gets the ball, but this is Rob Carpenter at the moment. Carpenter down close to the 5-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and goal to go at the 5. Rob Carpenter missed 5 games last year with a knee problem. As we look at the first quarter statistics, totally Houston.
They brought in 2 big tight ends. They brought in big Conrad Rucker, who's only 6'3", 260 pounds, to go with Mike Barber.
Another of those Houston free agent types.
Play action. That'll hold linebackers when the play action is Earl Campbell, and Gifford Nielsen overthrows Mike Barber. He had him too, friend.
He did. He was wide open.
All right, what they were trying to do, they faked off to the right, and Barber just was sneaking across through the linebackers to the left. He did have him open. He just threw the ball high.
Mike Barber came up hard. Remember, we saw him here as a rookie. He came up a 2nd-round draft pick. He looked great as a rookie. Then he missed that entire season with a problem. Came back 77, and last year really turned into an all-pro. Here's Tony Fritsch again.
He's in the mold very quickly of guys like Russ Francis and Dave Casper. Should he come back? We have a momentary halt here. And that's the point I wanted to make when Francis was talking about Barber as an inspirational ball player before. In this day of professional football, you want a tight end who can run. The action often begins with the catch of the football as you look at the back of Earl Campbell. And that's the trademark of guys like Casper and Francis, and now of Barber, too. In fact, any one of these men could probably be efficient at fullback. We've often talked about the juxtaposition from tight end to fullback. The Giants are trying that now with a young man named Emery Moorhead. And indeed, Urick Dixon in the old days at Oakland was a perfect example. Always Al Davis, Fran, has wanted to make a fullback of Raymond Chester, but with Casper gone, he can't undertake that experiment now at this late date.
Point's well taken, Howard. I think an interesting thing here, Frank, they've been down in scoring position twice. They're coming away with 2 field goals. That's not good. One little drive by Dallas, touchdown, they go up. This has got to be frustrating to have 2 shots like they had and come up with a possible 6 points is all.
22-yard attempt. He hit earlier. Did Tony Fritz on a 47-yard attempt. This a little half a 9-iron, and Houston has extended their lead to 6-0. But I think you've called it, Fran. When you get those kind of breaks, you should get more points. Out of USC, handling the kickoff duties. He's a little erratic, but when he hits it, he really bombs it. He's a big one. Ron Springs deep. He is 20. 22 is Wade Manning. Schumacher busted to the 5-yard line. It'll be taken by Wade Manning, the free agent out of Ohio State. Flag is down. Manning finds running room to the outside. Now another flag goes down as Manning steps out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
I'm sure, Frank, that this penalty is because of the new rule we have. As we know, on kickoff returns, you cannot block below the waist. You have to block above the waist. This has been in effect in college the last few years. They just put it into pro football this year. It is a good rule, and the people have really done very well with it so far.
Yes, they've been adjusting very well, just as they did in the colleges. But you will find it called occasionally, and this is...
Offensive holding, number 84 on a run back.
Sorry about that, Fran.
No, it's still the same thing, because that will cause holding penalties because they cannot cut below the waist.
Exactly right.
Okay.
And they're standing up, and they will have to hold sometimes. And that is, again, the effect of the new penalty rule that's in. We'll see holding on kickoffs, which we haven't seen before.
Okay.
1st and 10. Ball at the 17-yard line. Cowboys down by 6 points. It's been all Houston. Cowboys unable to generate any offense. This is Todd Christensen out of Brigham Young. Came up a year ago. Missed all the season with an injury.
Now they're putting in the big fullback. Notice in the history of Landry teams, there rarely is the big, strong blocking fullback. You'll find Dallas using trap and finesse blocking, right?
They're not an overpowering offensive football team, and they really need...
That's why it's up to the quarterback, as you said, to pick them up when Dorsett is out.
They also need somebody out of that backfield to come up and make a big run for him, a la Earl Campbell. I'm not sure somebody can out of that group.
2nd down and 8. The ball just short of the 20-yard line. Offensive line changes for the Cowboys. We'll give them to you in a moment. This is Alois Blackwell, and Alois Blackwell goes down. He's drilled there by Art Stringer, the gentleman we've been talking to you about, who is maybe going to put Steve Kiner on the bench.
Certainly looks that
ball
way.
club. He's gained a lot of weight and a lot of strength, and he's good against the run, and that's been his problem.
There's Gifford Nielsen. And Frank, we saw Art Stringer really coming a year ago in those Monday night games against Pittsburgh and Miami. He was all over the field. That's when Coach Phillips began to realize he had a beauty there. Now watch Mike Stensrud, too, number 67 now in there.
Loss of a yard, 3rd down 9. Staubach out of the shotgun. Had a free man moving on him. Incomplete. The attempt to Todd Christensen, but nobody picked up Andy Doris. You don't see that very often. We will point out that Rayfield Wright is no longer in their right tackle. Instead, it's number 72, Ernie Rogers. And
there's Mike Barber, Frank.
Roger almost paid for that shift in the offensive line. Doris coming in freewheeling. 4th down.
They got Doris from New Orleans.
By waivers, he was out of work for about 2 weeks last year. They picked him up. They didn't have to pay the $100 waiver price. Put on 25 pounds in an off-season conditioning program. They said he wasn't strong enough, and now he's a starting member of their defensive front 3.
Ellender awaiting the punt of Dwayne Carroll at his own 40-yard line. Another beauty by Carroll. And Carroll tacks on yardage. 52-yard punt, and he gets it back out to the 42-yard line. Hustling down there as he always does. Guy Brown, number 59 for Dallas, and we'll be back.
One of professional football's greatest coaches and an inspiring man in his way. We'll have a reasonably in-depth talk with him at halftime. We think you'll find it interesting.
1st and 10. Ball at the 41-yard line. Houston possession. They lead 6-0. Earl Campbell gets the call. All bottled up on the outside, so he turns it to the inside and gets 3 yards out of it. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Guy Brown was there, number 59, along with Larry Cole, number 63.
Fran, again, you saw Earl did not see a hole. You saw him look around, look to slide off. Did you see that?
I did. Well, he'll do that, and he'll slide around, and he'll finally just run over somebody. Interesting thing, Wade Manning, rookie, is the cornerback for Dallas now. It'll be interesting to see if Nielsen knows enough to go after Wade Manning. He hasn't played that position before.
2nd and 7. Ball at the 44. Campbell gets the call. Carries a few Cowboys for a couple of yards. It'll be 3rd down and 4. The ball at the 42-yard line.
But you must admit, Francis, as you pointed out before, and Frank agreed with you, when you've got a Campbell, the temptation is not to throw the football, no matter.
Well,
He's
you know,
the same as a pass.
We mentioned that the backup quarterback is Guido Merkins, who came up the softball field a year ago. And whether he could play or not, all he's got to be able to do is be able to pitch the ball to Campbell or be able to hand it to him, and I'm sure Guido could do a job.
3rd down, 4. Campbell comes out. The 3rd wide receiver, that's Billy Johnson, comes in. Quick call, the draw play, and he goes to Rob Carpenter. Fools no one, and particularly does not fool Randy White.
No.
Interesting thing there, Frank. You know, Dallas has never been known as a heavy blitzing team in years past, but you're going to see a safety blitz here. Number 43, Cliff Harris has a clean shot at him. He does slow him down. Randy White is going to finish him off.
Wade Manning drops deep for Dallas on 4th down. Cliff Parsley is there. Just under 39-yard average for Parsley a year ago, but he is very good kicking the ball out of bounds inside the 20. However, now he'll have the opportunity to kick away. Parsley. It doesn't turn over. Manning times it out at the 17 and busted out over the 30-yard line. Good return, a dangerous return by...
I'll tell you.
All right, there's Wade Manning. How could he have gone to Ohio State, Howard, for 4 years, only played baseball, and get by where Woody Hayes didn't see him and didn't play
I can't answer that as you look at Wade, but I'll tell you this. That was a dangerous play by Wade, what hands he had to hold it. I haven't seen a catch like that coming in on the football since little Albie Booth played for Yale in the 30s. That's what he used to do. Stay back, suddenly dart in, pick the ball off his shoe tops with great hands, and often slither away for a touchdown. Frank?
Cowboys ball, 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Alois Blackwell, number 24, second-year man out of Houston, in there now with Robert Houston, Robert Newhouse brother, and this is Blackwell, right side, maybe a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Frank, it's interesting here. Dallas, they're playing many running backs. They would like to find one of those running backs who's going to say, I'm going to be the man while Dorsett's down and give you some running. They're all pretty good football players, but you don't win with just pretty good football players. You got to have some great ones,
That's
and you
the
need
point.
a great running back. And maybe they've got it in that group, but nobody has shown it yet.
Change for Houston. Houston fans will recognize the name, as all pro fans will. Curly Culp is in there now, nose guard, number 78, one of the all-timers. 2nd down, call it 7, the ball at the 35-yard line. Roger, play action fake, he draws the crowd, and Billy Joe does not hold on. Flag is down, line of scrimmage.
Threw it behind him, really, had a turn.
A lot of pressure that time, and a blitz by Stringer. Looked like about half the team was in there.
Robert Brazil, the principal blitzer, and he indicated the penalty is going to go against Dallas. There's Robert, number 52.
Curly Culp in there. There's young Baker, the man that Fran has singled out. Quickly, some baseball scores while we're sorting this out.
2 men moving at the same time. Decline the penalty. That's 3rd down.
Chicago beat San Diego, the Reds beating the Mets, and Montreal defeated Atlanta. Every game big for Montreal. The Dodgers beating Pittsburgh. That's why San Francisco leading the Cards. The Phils and Houston tied. A repeat on the earlier National League scores we showed you. Montreal beating Atlanta 2-1. They can cut the margin to 2 against Pittsburgh if the Bucks lose.
Penalty decline, 3rd down and 7. Strawback, wide open is Drew Pearson, and it's thrown a little softly, and the interception is made by Greg Stemrick. Stemmerich across midfield on the return. And I don't know, Fran, we'll look on it in replay, but we saw Roger do the same thing in Seattle.
Well, I saw it. You watch Greg Stemmerich here. Rogers back in the pocket. You're going to see Greg Stemmerich playing the short zone. He's up close. He's going to read Rogers' eyes and run back to cover the receiver deeper, which is not his responsibility. He made an absolutely great play.
That's right, and it's his second one tonight. As you pointed out, he's a big hitter, and we saw him hit before, and the ball jawed out of the receiver's hands. More scores quickly. The rampaging Red Sox won 8-2. Oakland again beat Cleveland. Baltimore leading Kansas City, which has been red hot.
1st and 10. Gifford Nielsen going deep. Double O Burrow is there. And you could almost count on Kenny Burrow catching that kind of a pass. He's been doing it for so many years. Let's pick him up. He has got some kind of stride.
Well, Frank, Houston has coaches up here, too. They put Kenny Burrow man-on-man against the rookie Wade Manning, and he does go by him. That's an impossible task in a man-on-man situation for anybody. The rookie doesn't do badly. If the ball is out in front of him, he's got a touchdown. Almost a good play by Double O, but not quite there.
You called for that call a series or so back. And it was an obvious call. Other scores. Yanks, Twins tied. Texas trying to break out of its terrible slump, leading Milwaukee 5-1. Toronto, California, later start.
2nd and 10, 49-yard line. Houston with the football in Dallas territory. Bob Carpenter. And he's hit there by Cliff Harris at the 45-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Burrow, incidentally, as you all know, a receiver who can do it all. There's young Stemmerich. What a game he's having tonight. And a reminder, 3 of those secondary whom we labeled as perhaps suspect going into this season, past free agents. Somehow, Bum Phillips gets them together, and they work.
Grand. Earl Campbell comes out, passing offense, specialty team for Houston. Apparently, Billy Johnson comes in, the extra wide receiver. Johnson wearing 84. Split out to the left. Remaining back, 26, Rob Carpenter. Gifford Nielsen forced out of the pocket, gets the ball away. This could be complete. He was juggling it, but he was hit by the defender as he went out of bounds. The crowd's not going to like it, but I think it's a good call as Eddie Foster gets the first down.
I agree with you, and Foster is showing well tonight.
He is. He runs the pattern. Nielsen is scrambling during this part. He did an excellent job of scrambling. Foster again on the rookie Manning. He catches the ball under pressure. He was in. And we'll see it again, and I believe that you will see the referee made a good call. I think he's in.
He is in.
He is
right
in.
There. No question about it.
Gifford Nielsen showed something then you want to see your quarterback have. He was blitzed by 2 linebackers. One of them was not picked up. He evaded the linebacker, made the play. Good 3rd down completion that kept the drive going.
1st and 10. The ball now at the 38-yard line. Houston 6-0 lead. 7:50, and the clock is moving, remaining the first half. And again, I believe it was John Schumacher who came off sides at the left guard. It should go against Houston, drawing Dallas off. And we're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our stations all along the line to identify themselves.
In Houston, Channel 13, KTRK TV.
There it is, procedure call against John Schumacher.
Frank, interesting thing that Houston's doing in passing situations. They're taking out Campbell. They're only leaving 1 running back. They're staying with 1 tight end and 3 wide receivers. They're putting Billy Johnson in. That puts a lot of heat on a defensive football team.
Watch 84, white shoes.
Another quick count, 1st and 15. It goes to Eddie Foster, complete inside the 30, and he's breaking tackles. He's almost back with enough yardage for a first down, about a yard short.
Let's talk. Here's Eddie Foster again. He's having a good night up to now. He just runs down the field. He's going to run a little curl pattern. Comes back to the ball like he should. Don't wave your hands. Come back and get it. He does. He's running again on Wade Manning. Eddie Foster out of the University of Houston. He started all of 1977, but Howard, he was injured last year. Didn't play a bit.
All year. Very important for him is the preseason. One of those to whom it really matters. And off what he's showing tonight, he's in good shape.
2nd down, a yard to go. Big Earl got bombed there by Randy White. Did not get back. Well, he did get back to the line of scrimmage. How, I don't know.
That is one man that can play on the same field with Earl Campbell. He is a great football player. There he is, Randy White. They call him Manster here. half man, half monster. He is quite a football player. Maybe the strongest man in the stadium.
Fran, he wandered around in this football team for a couple of years until they found a place to play him.
Played him at linebacker. Decided to put him into the line, and he's done all right.
Campbell, and he won't miss it twice on short yardage. Gets the first down close to the 25-yard line. They'll mark it at the 26.
You see him bolt through there?
But I think there was
complaint from Cliff Harris. Flag down.
Flag down now. Campbell slow getting up.
Significant that time that he didn't run over Randy White. He ran over the other side. All right, here's Campbell. He's going to go to his right, away from Randy White, which I think is a good decision. He gets to the line and he jumps, and he's got a pretty good help by Rob Carpenter there. He jumped over the defensive line. You're seeing all those low-number defensive backs trying to tackle.
I think an arm got in there and got Campbell's face mask. He's being marked off now. Either that or unnecessary roughness or something like that.
Unnecessary roughness.
That's it.
Number 42 defense. First down.
Randy Hughes pounding away on the helmet of Earl Campbell. Gets caught, and Houston has a first down at the 13-yard line.
There's no way to get back at a lamp that falls on you. Taking it out on Earl Campbell.
Campbell. Oh, what a cut. Oh, and Tom Henderson collided with Earl Campbell. Both of them a little slow getting up, but Henderson really popped him.
Watch Tom Henderson. He's going to be coming from your bottom part of your screen here. Here he comes. He's going to make the hit on Campbell, and he really hit him. That is a great tackle from Tom Henderson. Here's Campbell. Pitch out to the left. Rob Carpenter leading the play. Good block by Carpenter. Here comes Hollywood Henderson. Some kind of hit there.
4-yard pickup. Second down and 6. The ball inside the 10, close to the 8-yard line. Carpenter. Down he goes. Harvey Martin just tossed him back.
I'll tell you, Frank, Dallas is getting a little charged up on their defensive team right now. They're really playing hard football down there. Houston's been down twice before, couldn't get a touchdown, and they're having to struggle again, Howard.
Carpenter got a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
This time, my hunch is that they will get it.
Well, here he got his options again. Most people would throw in this situation, but with Earl Campbell back there, maybe not. They've got 2 tight ends in.
Earl Campbell.
Flag is down. Flag down. Flag down.
I think that's going to be on the offensive football team.
Yep.
It's a tough block by the tight end over there to try to block the linebacker. We may have a holding on the offensive football team. I wouldn't be surprised if it was against the tight end that came in on the left side.
Now listen to this crowd. You can see how seriously they're taking this game. Many of them up on their feet cheering this penalty against Houston.
Rucker was in there along with Mike Barber. Rucker was in the area. Let's hear the call now. Ben Bright, the referee.
Offense, number 87.
Conrad Rucker holding. Took away a touchdown from Houston.
He was blocking on Tom Henderson. And Tom Henderson, sometimes with as much as he says, people forget what a football player he is.
He's a great player. He is a great athlete.
Yes, he is.
He can run. He does the 40 and 4.6. Now Burrows and White Shoes Johnson in there.
You've got the pass offense team in there. 1 setback, 3 wide receivers.
3rd down, 13. Gifford Nielsen had to get it away. Harvey Martin in there. And they're saying, is Tom Henderson, that Gifford Nielsen grounded the football to avoid the loss. No flags down, forget it.
Well, here comes Harvey again, and Morris Towns is having a difficult time with Harvey. He's going to blow right by him again. Sheer speed, no move, no strength, just speed. Gifford Nielsen never saw him. That's not intentionally grounding the ball.
No, his arm was going forward. There's no question.
And if I could, I'd like to point out that Gifford Nielsen was forced so deep that really wasn't Morris Towns. He was trying to form a pocket. The middle of the line forced him so deep that Harvey Martin with the speed was able to get around him. 33-yard attempt. Fritsch going for 3 for 3. Doesn't get it.
Now that's an important failure.
And again, they come up, this time with no points. And a thoroughly dominated game by Houston, but they only have 6 points. We'll be back.
Right. This at Baltimore, Montreal at Cincinnati are the 2 games. Montreal won today. Pittsburgh is losing. Montreal could be within 2 games of the Bucks. Texas still with pennant dreams, though terribly slumping. Baltimore facing on-surging Boston in the pennant race, hoping to hang on. Here's Gifford.
Cowboys trying to get back in. It has been a game that's dominated by Houston, but they've only come away with 6 points. Saubach, 1st and 10 from his 20-yard line. Fires over the middle, and this time Mike Grinfeld got in there with Drew Pearson. Incomplete. Dallas has 17 yards gained on the night. Houston 140.
But the point we've made is valid. They haven't capitalized. Now,
here's the play pass action. Roger really has got his back to the receiver before he throws the ball. Drew Pearson's coming across. Roger does not have a good vision on that play pass action. He didn't see the defensive back come up, and he almost had another interception. Important series for Dallas here. They've done absolutely nothing offensively. The defense has really charged up this stadium. Offense needs to help them out.
2nd and 10. Screen, Blackwell. First block. Missed, but Blackwell gets away from the tackle and gets out to the 23-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be 3rd and 7.
I'll tell you who did a job in shredding blockers then, our young friend number 67. As you look at Campbell, the rookie from Iowa State, Mike Stensrud, one to watch. Came in at 308. He's down in the 270s now. There you saw him, right in the middle.
All right, here we go. Houston's gone to their 4-man defensive line, 5 defensive backs. Dallas has got their specialty team in for the pass situation.
That means, of course, Preston Pearson. He's in the wing spot, number 26. Roger was trying to go to Pearson. Ball deflected away. 4th down. Dallas unable to get another first down.
That was one of the few times in a passing situation that Houston has blitzed along with the 4-man pass rush. And they just got it knocked down. There's Pastorini talking to Gifford Nielsen, giving him a little instruction. Talk to him, Dante. Tell him how it is.
Brazil was in there. Stringer was around. Stensrud was throwing blockers aside. They want to win this game, Houston. I'll tell you, they're playing like it.
Well, if Dallas's offense doesn't play any better than they've played, they're going to.
4 minutes remaining in the half. Dallas with 2 first downs. Dwayne Carroll will punt. A couple of weeks ago, he was working here in Dallas. Had been out of football for a full year. Danny White went down, broken thumb. Dwayne Carroll, who has traveled around a good deal, used to be with Dallas, 74. Got a new grip on life. This time off the side of his foot. Not a good kick, but it's going to take a Dallas bounce. And it'll be down at the 43-yard line. So Houston will have possession, 43-yard line, 1st and 10, 3:45 remaining in the first half.
Hi, Curly. There is your great nose guard. Your middle guard, Curly Culp. Top draft choice with Denver. And then he's talking with Coach Eddie Biles right now.
The defense.
And he was traded to that great Kansas City team. Culp and Buchanan, how they gave fits to a Minnesota team in the Super Bowl when Fran, fortunately, was not with Minnesota.
No, unfortunately, I was not.
1st and 10, Houston with a 6-0 lead. Mike Barber has the first down. He doesn't lose it. He doesn't.
What did we tell you?
To the 41-yard line.
What did we tell you about running tight ends? All right, so he only picked up an extra 4 or 5 yards, but they couldn't put him down.
He's down too, and he's got some pain in a bad spot there.
It's the knee he's holding, the left knee.
That would be a devastating blow to the Houston Oilers. Here we go. Gifford Nielsen's going to go back and pass on first down against that old flex. Mike Barber, nobody's going to be around him. He's all alone there. Now he's going to draw a crowd, as that ball will always do. As an arm tackle, Randy Hughes is trying to tackle him, runs over him. Bob Bruning finally gets him down with the help of Cliff Harris. Somewhere down there, he turned his knee.
Mike Barber, who had a knee problem at the end of last season, being administered to and will be returning to Texas State. Strange place to get them. Defensively for Dallas, Bruce Thornton is in there. The defensive line, number 91. Larry Bethea, number 76. Randy White stays in. Mike Calhoun, number 92. He's a rookie from Notre Dame. Defensive change for Dallas. 1st and 10. The ball at the 42-yard line of the Cowboys. This is Kenny King, a rookie from Oklahoma. He gets over the 40-yard line down to about the 38-yard line. Gain of a couple, it'll be 2nd down and 8. Bruce Thornton made the stop. He's the rookie from Illinois, defensively for Dallas.
Thunder Thornton. They're going to be counting heavily on him because Larry Cole is up in years. They can't count too heavily on Larry, despite protestations to the contrary. Mr. Landry will be discussing his rookie crop with us at halftime.
Nielsen floods his backs to the right, looking for man-on-man. He gets it. Kenny Burrow wide open, and he throws it into the ground. He knows he should have completed that one, and Burrow had running room.
He really did. Interestingly enough, there, Wade Manning came up and bumped him one time and stayed in his zone. The linebacker was to pick him up coming over. Linebacker never picked him up, and he was wide open.
Passing offensive team for Houston comes in. That means Billy Johnson. Earl Campbell goes out.
You made the point, Howard, about Bruce Thornton. They really think he can be a great defensive end for him. They need him to be that with Too Tall out. 8th round draft choice out of Illinois. You can watch him here on the pass rush at the bottom of your screen.
Should call that one thrown away. 92, Mike Calhoun, the rookie from Notre Dame, in there. Nielsen could not get away, tried to dump the ball off.
All right, the guy that really caused that play. All right, let's watch it here. Calhoun's you're going to be seeing on the top part of your screen. Watch 54, Randy White, too. He beats John Schumacher. There's Morris Towns now trying to block the rookie Calhoun, knocks him on his back, and then goes after Nielsen and makes the play. That's a 10th round draft choice, Howard, out of Notre Dame, which brings up the point again.
We covered that so fully against Seattle in the Seattle game last week. Dallas again. The science of drafting only begins with the 4th round. As a player, how many times did you read in the papers, well, after the 3rd round, there are no great players left? How many times?
A lot. And there are 2 players in the defensive line there. Calhoun and Thornton won the 8th round pick this year and won the 10th round pick, and they both look like players and probably will make this team.
Penalty decline. Brings up 4th down. Parsley will punt. Deep is Wade Manning. Wade Manning standing at the 10-yard line. Dallas defense playing football. The offense is not. Into the end zone. Dallas will have a 1st and 10 on the touchback at their 20-yard line. 2:14 remaining in the first half. Gifford Nielsen, he didn't get called for throwing that away, but he really flipped it out there.
What's interesting in this game, Frank, is that even with Earl Campbell in, Houston has not been able to run on the flex defense. So quickly, preseason scores: Chicago beating Cincinnati, Washington ripping Atlanta, Tampa Bay beating New Orleans, San Diego leading the Giants at halftime.
All right, Dallas offense, we need Roger to do something here, and they need Roger to do something here to get this thing going.
Buffalo, Green Bay tied. Detroit destroying Cleveland 21-3. We'll get to the others in a second.
Just took too much time. That's another indication of a team that really hasn't got themselves pulled together.
The point I was making, Giff, though, is that Seattle, without an Earl Campbell, but with Smith and Sims, really tore apart that flex defense on the ground.
I'll correct myself. There was a false start. It was not too much time on the Dallas Cowboys. Number 72, Ernie Rogers.
Kansas City leading St. Louis 10-3 at halftime, and Minnesota just can't score. Poor Mike Lynn. Miami 14, Minnesota nothing at halftime.
1st and 15. Screen to Newhouse. He was touched when he was down, and that's going to be additional lost yardage inside the 10 now. And we're going to get the 2-minute warning. There it is, and you can see the look of frustration on Roger Staubach. He wonders where his weapons went. He's on the bench. Dorsett will be back. However, with only 2 field goals, Dallas, of course, still in this football game.
As I watch Tom Landry and Roger Staubach, I wonder if Tom thinks it's a problem with the play calling or the playing of Roger.
I don't know. To see Roger Staubach 4 out of 11 for a total of 9 yards is not what you would call typical.
It is not typical, and their offensive team is just playing terribly bad.
Capacity crowd here. Dallas was blacked out. They didn't sell out quickly enough. However, we must have 65,000. That's what the Texas Stadium holds. Beautiful place to watch a football game.
Great stadium, and it is an absolutely packed house.
Dangerous situation here. Roger does not want to throw the big interception down there just before the half ends. He's got about 22, 23 yards to go for a first down.
Second down, 20. This is Ron Springs, and Springs is upended. Good tackle, Greg Stemry.
And good smart play by the Cowboys there. They didn't try to get it all back in one play. They got some yards. Now in the position to get their first down.
Gain of 7. Third down, 13. Seconds ticking away. Screen, Springs. Out to the 23-yard line. It'll be third down and 7. Kennard made the stop defensively.
They're a physical football team, that Houston team, Francis.
Fourth down, rather.
Howard, I've seen a lot of football over the last number of years. This is as good a tackling football team as I can remember seeing. They don't miss tackles.
Houston calls timeout. They want to avoid Dallas running the clock down. They want to keep their 1 minute and 19 seconds on the clock. They have one timeout remaining. Let's take a look at Kennard. He's in there, plays the nose guard for Curly Culp.
And a pretty good nose guard this man is himself. Curly Culp, the starter. This is the backup. If you could have backups like this all over the league, you wouldn't have too many problems. Look at the pursuit he has on Rod Springs, a pretty fast guy. Look at the tackle. Good for him. He wrapped him up, and down he went.
There he is.
Kennard.
If that phone rings, don't take it. It's Mike Lynn, the general manager of the Vikings. The Vikes have gone 2 games and a half, and they have not scored a touchdown yet. He may want Francis back.
You know, Howard, Lynn has not called yet. Isn't that? He hasn't given me the opportunity even to say no.
That'll tell you something.
I am embarrassed that he hasn't called at this point to give me that opportunity.
What were you going to say, Frank?
I said that'll tell you something.
Yes, it will. I should be here instead of
a lot of
there.
pals up there. Fourth down, 7. 1:19, as I told you, remaining in the first half. Houston wants to get their hands on the football. They only have one timeout remaining. Dwayne Carroll pops it. Makes a Dallas bounce, goes out of bounds. They'll mark it at the 37-yard line. So Houston leading 6-0. 2 Tony Fritsch field goals. One a 47-yarder. That's been the story as we battle for the state championship. Quite frankly, Tom Landry has expressed the feeling that he would like to play it pretty much like he'd play a regular season football game. He says it's that time of the year. They have one more exhibition game, as does Houston. Then they must open the season. And I'm sure he hopes they don't open it in this fashion against the Cardinals. Gifford Nielsen. Attempting a pass to Eddie Foster. Eddie Foster was covered there by number 22, Wade Manning. Gifford Nielsen put it in the turf.
Not a good pass by Gifford Nielsen. The last couple of throws he's made have not been good. He's thrown them down into the turf. He was just a little deliberate that time. Pretty good protection.
It's like they say in baseball. When you say it's just a little deliberate, you're really saying he was aiming. Never aim the ball.
That's what I need. I needed you to tell me that all those years.
I would have helped, I'll tell you, as I look back on many interceptions.
I had the wrong coaches.
Second down, 10. Cowboys threatening blitz. They step out of it. I think there might have been a change by Gifford Nielsen. He hands off to a rookie from Shepherd College. That's Wayne Wilson.
Well, I don't really understand that call, Frank. They got about a little less than a minute to go. They have a chance to move down the field, at least get field goal position, and they ran the ball.
I think he changed it, Fran, at the line of scrimmage when he saw a blitz.
Bad change.
Bad change. 3rd and 7. This is Wilson again. And Randy Hughes all over Wilson. He reins on him and he takes him out of bounds at the 40-yard line. 4th down.
Well, the best news for the Cowboys thus far tonight is the player Randy Hughes. Obviously, that lamp was low.
That lamp was low when he got those 13 stitches. Well, everybody here has always said Randy Hughes could play in the same league with Charlie Waters and Cliff Harris, and he's shown us tonight that he can. Nothing wrong with the Dallas Cowboy defense tonight. They played exceptionally well. However, Howard, I could not again understand 3rd and 7, 50 seconds left to go in the game on the 40-yard line. They ran the ball again. Obviously, they weren't going to try to put the ball up, but now they're giving Dallas a chance to come back and have a chance to get in position for a field goal. I don't think that was good.
4th down coming up. Randy Hughes, you know, they have referred to him many times down here as their 3rd All-Pro safety man. He's just the one that didn't start.
There's Robert Brazil, and that must be little Robert Wood, or is it? Or is that Billy White Shoes?
There's
Billy White Shoes, yes.
The long and the short of it.
That's a pair of players, I'll tell you that.
There's Randy.
Yep.
Cliff Parsley will do the punting on 4th down. Remind you, 22 seconds remaining in the half, and at halftime, kind of an interesting look at gentlemen I used to play with and for. And Tom Landry.
And they're going to try to block it. They got everybody up. Good strategy by Dallas here.
10 men on the line of scrimmage. They called timeout to conserve as many seconds as they could on the clock, and a beautiful punt by Parsley. Hangs it high and he hangs it long. Taken there by Wade Manning at the 11-yard line. Manning dodging bullets out to the 17-yard line. 9 seconds remaining in the half.
It's not a lot, is it? But Roger's been through that too. He remembers a Staubach Hail Mary pass to a fella named Pearson, and suddenly Francis was out of the playoffs.
The year was 1975. It was the biggest shock of my life when Drew Pearson caught the ball when we looked like had the game won. What a play. We'll never forget it in Minnesota, and I'm sure they won't here in Dallas.
Should be a very interesting second half. Really should. Well, I can't believe that they're going to continue to sputter offensively as they have, the Dallas Cowboys, I mean.
I agree with you.
Well, both defenses have taken over the game right now. Neither offense have been able to do much the last few times out. Dallas not even the entire evening.
9 seconds. Complete. Drew Pearson.
The best play of the night for the Dallas offense is going to go for naught because the half has expired.
They could not stop the clock in time. That is the end of the first half. And a first half that was thoroughly dominated by the Houston Oilers. However, they only came away with 2 field goals. Stay with us. Offense whatsoever. They've moved the ball for a total of 47 yards. No points on the scoreboard. Keep in mind, we reminded you in Seattle, Dallas is a football team that in the last 5 exhibition games, they only had 1 winning season. Hey, that's my guy.
Yes, it is. That young man standing behind Frank Gifford is Kyle Gifford, the young man who was so seriously injured in an automobile accident some months back. But you see him. He's a chip off the old block, and he's coming back all the way. And we're proud of that, and we're so proud to have you with us here in the booth tonight. Kyle Gifford.
He had a chance to visit with his former babysitter last night, that Tom Landry. Dallas will kick off. Raphael Septien hits it. This is Johnny Dearden. He decides better against the return and wishes he had, I guess. Touchback. Houston will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Interesting first half. What I liked about the Cowboys was that their defense really came alive in the second quarter.
2 big hits, notably. One by Hollywood Henderson, another by Randy White. And with hits like those, you could see that the team was fired up.
What's amazing is the Dallas Cowboy offense only having 47 yards the first half. They're only behind 6-0. We're in for a good half of football, guys.
Gifford Nielsen, of course, with Dan Pastorini unable to play, comes out again for the 3rd quarter. And off is to Rob Carpenter, who is starting ahead of Tim Wilson tonight because Tim Wilson has had a little bit of a back problem, and Carpenter gets out over the 20, moving to the 23-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Gifford Nielsen very effective in the first quarter as we look at Rob Carpenter. Fine athlete in his own right. Good blocker. Gifford Nielsen, 6 of 12, 83 yards on that first half.
Rob Carpenter was the starter last year until he got his knee injured, and then Big Tim Wilson from Maryland moved in, and he couldn't move him back out.
126!
Earl Campbell. Earl Campbell taken there by Bruce Thornton, I believe. Or rather, Benny Barnes from the corner. Out to the 28-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down. Call it a long 2.
Just give Benny Barnes an instant, and he'll talk to you for an hour about that play involving him and Lynn Swann that the Cowboys think turned the Super Bowl against them. But that's the Barnes point of view. Lynn Swann has another.
3rd down and 2. You can do a whole lot of things when you have an Earl Campbell. A lot of teams even have to think of pass. This team thinks of Earl Campbell, and he slipped on the carpet. Down he went. D.D. Lewis was there, short of the first down, and Houston will have to turn it over.
Key point there, Frank. Benny Barnes, who made the tackle the play before, he came across the line of scrimmage with such force that Campbell had to cut very quickly. He didn't make the tackle on Campbell, but he caused him to slip. No first down. Good play, Benny Barnes.
Cliff Parsley to punt. Deep, Wade Manning, and the rookie from Ohio State positions himself about the 30-yard line. He's averaging over 12 yards a return for the Cowboys, returning punts this year. They did not get that average last year out of Butch Johnson. Parsley hits a beauty. Manning at his 22-yard line. 48-yard punt. Fumble. Now they are marking it down.
They marked
it at the 30-yard line. It's dead there. Cowboys will take over their first possession here in the second half. Trailing Houston 6-0. We'll be back tonight. It's been bothering him. They're going to probably continue to rest him. Hope that he can go against Washington on the opening day. And that's just a couple of weeks away for the Houston Oilers. 1st and 10 Dallas. The call goes Robert Newhouse. Newhouse out to about the 33-yard line. A gain of 3. 2nd down 7. He's in there along with Alois Blackwell, the other setback, number 24. At tight end is Jay Saldy, number 87. Drew Pearson, 88. Tony Hill, number 80. Those are wide receivers for Dallas.
Well, I've been waiting to see Jay Saldy. He's had a hot training period. Meantime, I haven't seen anything of Butch Johnson, Fran.
No, and also in that first, it was interesting first play. Landry had 2 tight ends that first play. Obviously wanted to come out and get something going running. He only got 2 yards with 2 tight ends.
Butch Johnson now in the lineup. Oh. Robert Newhouse to the 34-yard line. Gain of a yard and a half. It'll be 3rd and long. Call it 3rd and 6.
Howard, do you have a wire down there to Tom Landry? As you mentioned, you haven't seen Butch Johnson.
Well, I'm glad he put him in.
Him into the field.
But the pattern is the same. And now in comes young Stensrud from Iowa State. And what's interesting is Fran has been right. He has not used the 34 in passing situations tonight, except rarely.
Stensrud wearing 67. Cowboys do not go to the shotgun. Preston Pearson is in the lineup. And across the middle is Jay Saldy, and Saldy loses the football, and Robert Brazil has it. Staubach there for the save, but as Rayfield Wright and Saldy, would you believe, got up, hustled back down, and was in on the tackle.
And it's an old saw, but he does not drop many. But Brazil ran that like a running back.
He did, and the most dangerous part of the play I'm going to show you in just a minute. And here comes Jay Saldy off the line. He's going to get open. He's running against Vernon Perry, the former All-Pro from Montreal. A little pivot in pass. He catches the ball. Perry strips it away from him.
Right.
Good play. Brazil picks it up. Now I want you to watch Roger Staubach trying to make the tackle. This is a dangerous play right here for Roger. He could have hurt his shoulder. He could have been out for the season or 6 weeks. I'm glad he didn't stick his shoulder in there.
That happened to Joe Namath in a joust with the now retired Paul Newmark.
1st and 10, Houston. Rob Carpenter the call. Houston had the ball just inside the 15. D.D. Lewis made the stop on Rob Carpenter. And there is Robert Brazil, the all-pro linebacker. And, well, when you have him on your defensive unit, you can do a lot of things with it.
He puts on a happy face, and, well, he should after that one. Did you see him
That was
fly?
interesting. You know, they were teammates, Vernon Perry and Robert Brazil at Jackson State, and they really collaborated on that one.
All right, guys, we have a pattern here. Everybody's running the ball on 1st and 2nd down. Hard to throw on 3rd. Good throwing down here. He needs to throw the football to get it in.
2nd and 11.
He did.
Kenny Burrow, touchdown, but a flag's down. There was a little bit of pushing and shoving as Kenny Burrow tried to get it into the end zone. We'll find out who was the shovey or the shover. Houston down. Apparently it's going to go against Dallas. That would mean a Houston touchdown.
All right, here's a blitz on. You see D.D. Lewis coming from the right. Has to be man-on-man coverage. Double O beats his man. Nielsen puts the ball in there. Touchdown, and there's Double O. Wearing a cowboy hat now. That's Vernon Perry. He's glad to be down in Houston these days. Nice closer down here than in Montreal.
Off tonight's performance, he's going to be around a while.
I would say so.
Call against Dallas, touchdown Houston, and there they come away with their touchdown. Frustrated throughout much of the first half, moving the ball up and down the field, having to settle for field goals. They get the 6. Tony Fritsch is on for the conversion. And the Oilers move out in front of the Dallas Cowboys, 13-0. Robert Brazil setting up the touchdown. Kenny Burrow finally making it. We'll be back in a moment. 337 receptions over that period. 36 regular season touchdowns. And they just hung 6 points up against the Cowboys. And a very fine pass by Gifford Nielsen, by the way. Fritsch hits it. Ron Springs takes it. Springs pounded there at the 22-yard line when Dallas will try and get it in gear once again. 10-12 remaining in the third quarter.
Frank, the last time out, Tom Landry went to 2 tight ends on first down, trying to establish some run. Didn't come about. I would wonder here if he wouldn't try to go and open the thing up and pass the football. His team is getting in some kind of trouble now. They're down 13-0. Something has got to happen offensively if they're going to have a chance to win this game tonight.
And Tom is staying offensively with the people that he would play a regular season game with, considering the physical condition of this Cowboy team at the moment. Dave Saldy stays in at tight end. Bottom of your screen, 87. Alois Blackwell, 24. Robert Newhouse, 44. Both backs out of the backfield on the pass. Wide open is Johnson. Got between the zone, and Roger was right on target. The crowd cheers because that is a Cowboy first down.
Well, I'm glad
we haven't
Tom,
seen many.
Glad Tom listened, Frank, and put Butch in.
And all right, here's Butch Johnson. You're going to see the zone there again. 33 is going to just give him a little look and stay in the short flat. He's throwing it in between the defensive backs. The safety man is over behind Butch Johnson. He'll come up to make the tackles. You'll see him in just a moment. And there he is, Vernon Perry. Good pass play by Roger there.
Out to the 44-yard line. Chris DeFrance, number 83, now wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. Blackwell gets over the line of scrimmage. That's about it. Give him a yard. It'll be second down and 9.
Well, as Francis has said any number of times, they keep running the ball, first and second down, and
you know, it's a great thing to establish the run if you're able to run. But in this situation, they haven't run at all. You've got to throw the football. And they threw it on first down the other time. Now they're in a situation, second and 9. Defense knows it's a pass. Pass rushers know it's a pass. More difficult situation for Staubach.
24 yards on the night on the ground for Dallas. Second and 9. DeFrance in motion. Wide open Johnson.
I love that kid.
Down to the 24-yard line. Butch Johnson has been responsible for the Cowboys moving after the kickoff. 2 catches, both first downs.
All right, here comes Butch off the line. Again, some kind of a zone. He runs back across the middle. Nobody around him. He's got a good feel for the game. He can run the football after he gets it because he's a kick returner also.
He's my guy, and he wants to play regularly, and I hope he gets the shot. If ever a kid proved himself, he did it in the Super Bowl game against Denver with an extraordinary catch for a touchdown. One of the Super Bowl heroes. He's not in my book a part-time player.
Formation is wrong. Butch Johnson, you saw him try to adjust. He didn't know whether he was supposed to remain a wingback or step up to the line of scrimmage. In any event, Roger Staubach looked it over, didn't like it, wanted to avoid the penalty, called timeout, and we'll be right back. Christensen, Blackwell, and Staubach in the first half. Total of 18 yards. Butch Johnson now, on a couple of fine receptions, has moved the Cowboys to the Houston Oilers' 23-yard line. Cowboys trailing 13-0.
Roger, Frank, how about that? Frank, the most effective play they've run all night was faking the run and throwing the ball to Butch Johnson. Interesting to see if Tom Landry will come back and play pass action again and throw the football.
Johnson now, top of your screen, wide receiver. DeFrance out right. Jay Saldy, and what a spectacular catch.
How about that?
They have marked it Close to the 15-yard line. He was touched there by a Houston defender. I believe it was Vernon Perry. He went down, but what a great catch, a super effort, and this is what Saldi has done so well the past couple of years.
He's just sneaking across the line. Roger faked the run again. They used this play last week against Seattle. He's wide open. If he catches the ball in stride, he's got a chance to run over Vernon Perry and score. As it is, he makes a great catch to keep the drive alive and come up with a 2nd and 3, and that's a lot better than coming up 2nd and 9 and 8 that they've been doing before when they ran the ball.
White Plains High School, South Carolina. Jay Saldi made it as a free agent, made it big. 2nd down, 3. Ball just short of the 15-yard line. Robert Newhouse tries the middle. Everyone's home.
I got to tell you, gang, that is discouraging if you're the coach calling the plays or the quarterback handing off when you have a 2nd and 3 situation. You feel you've got 2 or 3 downs to get the first down. You would like to run in 2nd and 3, and then you come up with absolutely nothing.
Well, give him a yard.
Well, not quite, Fran.
A yard.
You got more, a yard? Nothing, yeah. But in the meantime, our guys are in there, Fran. Butch Johnson and Jay Saldi.
And we've got the big tight ends in now, and if you can ever run, you got to be able to run with your big tight ends. Billy Joe Dupree and number 84, Doug Cosby, are in, and also Jay Saldi. We got 3 tight ends.
Play action. Robert Newhouse knocks it down. He had the first down, didn't hold it, and meanwhile Roger Staubach really paid the price. He was level. Andy Doris coming in there.
He really did get a shot.
It'll be 4th down now. They'll have to go for it.
All right, here we go. We got the short yardage situation. He's faking the run. That back there's got to block that linebacker. He didn't block him very well. So Lois Blackwell. Roger takes a shot, which affected his pass, made it float a little bit, but Robert Newhouse still should have made the catch.
4th down. Players come in from the bench. The 3 tight ends remain. Dupree, Saldi, Cosby.
All right, I think, guys, you're going to see him run this ball. Very short yardage. I would be very surprised if they don't run it.
Motion man, Saldi. Newhouse. Easy first down inside the 10-yard line to the 8-yard line. Landry, who has looked on for 20 years as he has become the 5th winning coach in the history of this game, sees the play work. He likes it. Let's pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
13 in Houston, KTRK TV.
Gifford along with Howard Cosell, Fran Tarkenton. Fran, of course, joining our team. He'll be sharing the duties this fall with Don Meredith. Watching an interesting football game for the state championship of Texas. Houston dominated totally in the first half. They lead 13-0. 5:25 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10. The Cowboys have the football at the moment. First and goal, rather, as Newhouse pounds inside the 5 to the 4.
Well, the little squirmer is making up for that drop pass.
Interesting point here, Howard. Sometimes, you know, you can set up the run with the pass. Everybody says you've got to establish the run first. Not necessarily so. They've established some passing game. That's the best hole they've had the entire night for a running back. Robert Newhouse did well.
You got a point, but that kid, Cosby, number 84, the highly regarded rookie tight end from Santa Clara, did well on that play, and on the prior run, it was Saldi, another tight end, who swung out to lead Newhouse on that first down game.
If you've been with us, you are certainly aware of the best drive of the night for Dallas. Lois Blackwell, and Blackwell spins, tries to get to the end zone. He doesn't. He's swarmed under inside the 2-yard line.
Right in the middle, leading the charge was Jay Saldi, number 87.
It'll be 3rd and goal as Tom Landry sends the play in.
Right.
Via Burton Lawless. They mark it inside the 1.
Okay, we're back now, Frank, to 3 tight ends. They took Drew Pearson out. What they're doing is putting 2 tight ends up on the line. They're putting Jay Saldi in a wing-back position. They're keeping both running backs. Very strong running formation.
To get the fullback type in there, which Saldi is as a tight end, Fran. All right, what we talked about.
He's going to run it.
Touchdown, Dallas. Alois Blackwell, the 2nd-year man, oddly enough, from the University of Houston. So Dallas, really on the strength of 2 fine receptions of Butch Johnson, good hard running by Robert Newhouse, takes the goose egg off the scoreboard. Alois Blackwell.
Here is Alois.
5'10", 5'10", 195. You hardly see him when he moves behind that offensive line.
It's hard to block everybody down there. Lois Blackwell just ran over the linebacker for the half-yard gain to get into the end zone. That was good hard running. That got him the touchdown.
Rafael Septian for the conversion, holding in place of Danny White. Or Butch Johnson is Robert Steele. And the Cowboys draw within 6 points of the Houston Oilers. 3:51. Tony Dorsett looking over the shoulder of Ben Agajinim. A kicking kickoff. Septian deep is Wayne Wilson, number 24. Number 81 is Johnny Dearden. This will be Dearden, and he'll bring it out of the end zone. Last time he stayed home. Should have stayed home this time. He loses 5. It would have been the touchback. And hustling down there, and really kind of a fired-up Cowboy team, particularly on defense. And their special teams, that was Larry Brinson down there to make the stop, and the offense has begun to move.
As we look at Johnny Dearden, interesting story. He drove a cement truck last year, came to the Houston Oilers offices, wanted to play football, came out and made their football team, and this is his second year, pretty good returner. Last year, cement truck driver. They come from all over.
Pretty good return last year.
The setbacks, Kenny King, 30, the rookie from Oklahoma, and Wayne Wilson, the rookie from Shepherd College, those for Houston. This is King. And King maybe gets a yard out of it, and the Dallas defense, starting at the second quarter, has really played superb football.
Dallas.
Sellout crowd.
And they're with it now. They know their club is back in the game, and indeed the flow of the game, as we have an injured Cowboy, has turned the way of Dallas.
Good observation, Howard.
This is Kenny King, I believe, is down on the field. The rookie from Oklahoma, third-round draft pick.
National League scores. Cubs beat the Padres. Reds edged the Mets. Montreal nosed out Atlanta. Pittsburgh lost. Montreal trails by 2. Cards beat the Giants. Philadelphia 1-0 over Houston. So Cincinnati gets ever closer to the Astros. Things tightening up in the National League. The margin 2.5 in the West, 2 in the East.
King came off the field, looked to be all right. In his place, Norris Banks, number 40. Quick count again by Gifford Nielsen. All night long it's been the quick count. Throws it in out of the hands of Kenny Burrow. Now, Kenny has dropped a couple tonight. Granted, they weren't the easiest balls to catch, but he knows that he should handle it.
All right, here's Kenny Burrow. Got to be impressed with Gifford Nielsen. His team has lost momentum. He comes out, tries the pass. He's got Kenny Burrow open across the middle. He hits him right in the numbers. Burrow should make the catch here. That would have been a big play for Houston, because right now they're struggling. All the momentum's with Dallas. Nielsen, when he had to, made the play, but his receiver didn't make it for him. It takes 2 to tango.
Third down now.
That's interesting.
Long 8. Houston has not turned the ball over tonight. Dallas would like to see a turnover. Conservative, at say the least. Norris Banks gets the call. 4th down. Houston will have to give Dallas the football.
That is what you call defensive football. They had no way of making a first down, running the ball. Obviously didn't want the turnover. Now they're going to get bad field position unless somebody kicks the ball out of the stadium.
Cliff Parsley will be the man on the spot. Wade Manning drops to midfield. Cowboys should have good field position. Seconds ticking off here in the third quarter. Inside 2:40.
Manning's had kind of a busy night in the secondary and kick running.
Yes,
been taken advantage of often.
Dallas holding up Houston, playing for the run back. Manning bobbles it, falls on it, collects himself, and gets out to the 42-yard line. 42-yard punt by Parsley.
Well, he had
that ball rather well tonight.
Well, he had room to make a good run back. If he hadn't dropped the ball, he had plenty of blockers in front of him. No Houston man threatening. There is Wade Manning, number 22, baseball player from Ohio State. No football in college.
Over 12-yard average.
Dropping that ball.
Coming in tonight.
As he dropped that ball, perhaps you saw why he left baseball.
Dallas, 1st and 10. They have the ball at the 46-yard line.
Passing game's been good to them. Let's see if they stay with it.
Drew Pearson wide to the right. Butch Johnson out to the left. Pearson is open. Staubach is there, right in front of J.C. Wilson. First down, Dallas. 41-yard line of the Oilers.
Now Staubach is as hot as he was cold in the first half. In one spell, he completed 8 out of 9.
Well, they're loosening up now. Their offense is clicking. They're going on all cylinders now. They're going as good as they were going bad in the first half. Dallas has the capability of doing that. They can go awfully flat, but don't count them out because they can come back as they're doing right now.
Pearson wide to the right. That's Butch Johnson, bottom of your screen, in the wingback position. Robert Newhouse finds a big hole and he swipes it down to the 33-yard line. Gain of 8. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
Kenny King has bruised ribs. He will return. We're advised this from the Houston bench. In the meantime, exactly as Sir Francis said, they've used the pass to set up the run. There you saw it again with Robert Newhouse.
I think they just got their heads together. Maybe a little embarrassed, as a matter of fact.
Well, you've got to establish some part of a game sometime. They'd established nothing in the first half. Now they got them guessing on defense.
Staubach 12 of 20. 2nd and 2. Blackwell gets the call, has the first down. Driven back, he had to get just inside the 31. He did that and more.
Incidentally, Blackwell has brought a little bit of running fire into that backfield, Fran.
He has run very hard, and he's kind of turned on that offensive line a little bit. Offensive line, there's the lowest Blackwell. Got the touchdown for him, has run over people. Okay, the first
comes Kennard, and Curly Culp comes in. I think Bum is beginning to think in terms of protecting against the run, Fran.
I think so, but also first down pass has been effective. We should note they only have a 3-man line on first down. It's stronger against the run than it is against the pass.
Butch Johnson left, Drew Pearson right. Draw play. Blackwell to the 25-yard line. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5, and the Cowboys are beginning to move.
And all those trap blocks and finesse blocks up front as the third quarter ends are beginning to work.
Houston over Dallas 13-7 at the end of the third quarter. We'll return for the fourth quarter in just a moment. State championship, I guess they feel that way about it. A couple of weeks away from the beginning of the season, which opens on Sunday of Labor Day, September the 2nd. Cowboys will open at St. Louis. Houston will open at Washington.
All right, Frank, 2nd and 5 is more of a running down now. You've got only 5 yards to go, but you can deal either way, pass or run.
Johnson in motion. Staubach was individual coverage. He had it. Butch Johnson gets popped by Mike Reinfeldt. We got a flag down. If he might have been hitting with a forearm. That was Drew Pearson, by the way.
I want to see that. I want to see that one more time. The safety man Reinfeldt was coming over to cover the deep outside in the zone, which is his responsibility. Roger led Drew Pearson a little too long. Here he is. He'll run by the first man. That's the cornerback. You'll see Reinfeldt going over to cover the deep outside, which is his responsibility. The ball is a little long, and here he comes. He hits him. I don't understand that call.
Neither do I.
That was a good football play, a good defensive play by Reinfeldt. I don't know what the call could have been. I'm anxious to hear.
It could be an interpretation of a new rule this year. You can't make an intimidating gesture. It did not look that way to me, but that is a new rule. All the rules put in to avoid injuries where possible, and that is one of them. But it did not look that way. It'll be marked off against Houston. Let's wait for the call. Referee Ben Dreif will tell us about it.
Personal foul on a defense, number 27. Incomplete pass, but it's a first down.
I want to say it again. See if you can see it. I didn't see it.
Well, unless you could say that was an act of intimidation.
Gang, I've got to call it like it is.
You're right, Fran. He had the football. The man hit him, and that's the game.
He called it against 27, but I'm sure he meant 37, Mike Reinfeldt.
He threw the flag at 37.
1st and 10, the Cowboys. Alois Blackwell hanging on to Burton Lawless, which isn't terribly legal. You can't do it, but no one picked it up. And he gets to the 10-yard line. Gain of 3.
I'm surprised at the call. You've got 4 linebackers as active as they have them. A sweep is a tough thing to run against the 3-man line. It's tough to cut off all those people that you got up near the line of scrimmage, and you've got 4 linebackers that they have at Houston who can absolutely fly. Now it's a tougher situation.
Ball marked short of the 10. That means 2nd and 8. Blitz Johnson split to the right. Drew Pearson out to the left. Roger with a lot of time. And he was trying to go to Saldi, and Saldi well covered by a football player out there tonight, Vernon Perry, number 32, a rookie in the NFL, but he's been around for a while.
Well, let me tell you,
played up in Montreal on the Grey Cup team last year, all pro in that Canadian League.
Frank, with Art McNally, supervisor of NFL officials here tonight, I got to corral him right after this game and get the explanation for that call. It simply looked too bad.
It did to me. All right, Houston's gone into their 5 defensive back, 2 linebacker, 4 down linemen. They've got Mike Stensrud, and there's the extra lineman now, along with Curly Culp and all the rest of them. Another rookie, Jesse Baker.
3rd down, 8. Oilers leading 13-7 over Dallas.
Blitz.
Roger is going down and with the flag. And when they drop that flag in that area, usually come up with a holding call.
I have a hunch
in there.
It'll be on Grimmett, number 75.
I don't know who was on, but it was a 4-man rush, and they blitzed Greg Bingham. Should have been picked up, should have been no problem, but Roger had no chance.
Personal foul. You heard we did not pick up the number of the guilty Cowboy. 4th down. Raphael Seption is in. Robert Steele will hold. You take away a little bit of your option for a fake field goal when you do not have a Danny White or a quarterback type holding it. Danny White, of course, out with the broken thumb. 37-yard attempt. Seption. Good. And the Cowboys have shortened it to 3. The Oilers over Dallas 13-10. 14:01 remaining in the live here in the second half. And Raphael Seption, who hit from 37 yards out to bring the Cowboys to within 3, will kick off. Deep, number 24 is Wayne Wilson. Number 81, Johnny Dearden. Who got a job last year after being released from the Rams when a friend Herrera was traded to Seattle. Dearden. Johnny Dearden squirts out to the 22-yard line, where Houston is, I think, going to run into a fired-up defensive unit for the Cowboys. Heads are going to be snapping on this series of downs.
Okay, we've checked with the referee. The call was unnecessary roughness on that penalty play. Let's watch it. You see Reinfeldt, number 37, reading the play, coming over, the ball in Drew Pearson's hands. The unnecessary roughness call, according to the referee, both hands to the head.
That's not a bad call on that angle. Incomplete on 1st down. Gifford Nielsen attempting to go out to Rich Ellender. And you better call him short, I think, on this series, Gifford.
If that was unnecessary roughness, then most of the game is unnecessary roughness.
I agree with you.
Pressure back on the Houston offense now. Dallas is all fired up. They need to get something going. They need to make a 1st down sometime if they're going to get things going back their way.
2nd and 10. Here comes Harvey. Gifford Nielsen gets out of it, but he's collected there by Bruce Thornton, the rookie from Illinois. But it was Harvey Martin coming around the horn that made Gifford Nielsen leave the pocket, and he's dropped all the way back to the 15-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down, 18.
Well, as you look at it again, remember that the whole flow of the game changed from the moment number 86, Butch Johnson, came in. Staubach hit him for 2 good, long, solid receptions. That set up the first Dallas touchdown. They came right back, and the Houston offense is the sputtering one this half.
Nelson on 3rd and 18. Again, he feels the hot breath of the defense. Steps into the pocket, tries to get it off. Incomplete, intended for Wayne Wilson. Dallas should get good field position once again.
They will. 13-16 left in the football game.
Not a bad play by Gifford Nielsen at that time. He took his time. He didn't throw the ball up to grabs. Actually threw a very good football. It was a catchable football. If he'd have caught it, it would have been a first down. But the key thing is that he didn't make a big mistake to give Dallas a cheap touchdown.
Cliff Parsley, and you're looking at Wade Manning. He has positioned himself close to his 45-yard line. Everything going according to schedule. The Cowboys should have the ball inside Houston territory. Manning popped at the 41-yard line. Dallas will have a 1st and 10, 35-yard line, 41-yard line, the Houston Oilers. They trail by 3 points. We'll be raw. Be with us. Dallas, 1st and 10, 41-yard line of the Houston Oilers, trailing by 3 points. Track meet, of course, biggest track meet outside of the Olympics. Olympic year coming up next year, of course, also. Larry Brinson is in there now as a setback for the Cowboys. Rodgers, lots of time and no receiver. Down he goes. Hustling in there. Steve Kiner, who has come in, replacing Art Stringer. Steve Kiner started his football as a Dallas Cowboy. Traveled to New England. Finally found a home in Houston. Now he's hustling for a job as Art Stringer has become the starting inside linebacker.
Tell you, I don't like to see Roger run in an exhibition game at this stage of the game in the light of all of the injuries, especially the one to Danny White that the Cowboys have suffered, Fran.
They can ill afford to lose Mr. Staubach at this time.
2nd down, 10. This is Dallas's best field position to begin any drive. That of the entire night. Roger has Drew Pearson wide open. Taken out of bounds at the 18-yard line. Hit there by Willie Alexander, but he put a move to the inside, broke it off. Roger hung it on a string.
All right.
Another Dallas 1st down.
All right, here's Roger here, again against the zone. They're just picking it apart. Now here's a play where they could have called a penalty. Watch the hook here. That is a hook.
Got him around the neck.
He got him around the neck. That's a hook. Here he is working on the zone. Second man's got it covered. Willie Alexander. He beats Willie Alexander. Roger puts the ball in there. That's a pretty good hook, boys. That is unnecessary roughness.
That's the first call you've heard, incidentally, as you look at Drew Pearson on Willie Alexander tonight. The reason? He's become the 5th man in the secondary. A veteran who knows his job, but he's been displaced by the younger ones.
Larry Brinson gets the call, and Brinson breaks one tackle, moves inside the 15. Good running by Brinson. Inside the 14-yard line, finally dropped there. Kiner, with a little help from his friends, it'll be a pickup of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Dallas really doesn't want to settle for a field goal here. All that does is get them a tie at this stage of the game. They'd like to get the ball in the end zone. I know Roger and Tom are thinking touchdown.
Drew Pearson out to the right. Out to the left is Butch Johnson. Brinson 36, Blackwell 24. Those are your setbacks, and this is Blackwell in a good tackle. Good move by Bill Courier, is in there at strong safety.
That is what's commonly referred to as a safety blitz. The safety blitz is good. Top of your screen, you will see Bill Courier, number 20. Here he comes. You see him there. There's nobody in the blocking formation that can block Bill Courier coming up into that position. There are not enough men to block him. That's as effective against the run as it is against the pass. There's Bill Courier. Pretty good-looking young man. Looks young, though, Frank.
3rd down, 7. Preston Pearson has come in. Alois Blackwell is there.
Got to go to his backs here.
Wide open, the big one. Billy Joe Dupree gets the football, 4-yard line. 1st down and goal to go Dallas. Willie Alexander trying to stay with Billy Joe Dupree, but...
All right, here we go. They're doubling up the outside receivers. You got to go to your 2 backs or the tight end. 3 linebackers. The linebackers are trying to cover him. They cannot cover him. He's got one-on-one coverage. Alexander comes up and helps. There's Billy Joe Dupree. He's made the big play. Got him in position for the touchdown on the 4-yard line. They're cooking now.
And the whole game, the whole tide so completely changed. And Houston suddenly appearing helpless, and that suspect secondary appearing more obscene.
3 tight ends are in. Dave Salty is the wingback. Now he's in motion. Staubach tried to bootleg it, I think. On a bootleg and throw the ball, bumped into one of his own men, just threw it wildly into the end zone.
He threw it wisely, not wildly. He had nowhere to go with the ball. He was trapped, and he showed you the veteran that he is. Look, he had been 4 out of 11. Now he's 14 out of 24.
That's the mark of a great veteran quarterback who can have a bad first half and come back and do something. There's Roger Staubach's assistance for last year, tied to some old worn-out quarterback for a touchdown pass lead in the NFC. There's Baum.
2nd and goal. 10:15 remaining in the game. Dallas threatening to take the lead. Blackwell.
He's in.
They take the lead. Alois Blackwell, like a good running back, lowered the shoulder, looked for the daylight, found it, touchdown Dallas.
So from a 13-0 deficit, Dallas, as we look at it again.
All right, watch the tight end on the right side. The lead by Herbert Scott, the block out by the fullback. There goes Alois Blackwell. He's earning his pay tonight. He's run hard down on the goal line, run low and hard, and got in for the touchdown. Dallas is ahead. Things do change.
That was Preston Pearson with the key block there. All-around football player. Raphael Seption. The ball is bobbled. Again, Robert Steele, the holder, trying to get it forward to get something out of it. But that's one of the problems.
That's a problem when Robert Steele is the holder. You're right.
White has been the holder.
Hello, Lois.
And they had to change.
Alois Blackwell, he's happy. He doesn't know the camera's on him, though.
Well, let me tell you, that kid's made his mark tonight. He's gotten an opportunity, and as doleful as things were for the Cowboys in the early 3rd quarter when it was 13-0, as we look at this play again, the ball fumbled. Bad snap.
Bad snap. That wasn't Robert Steele's fault. Charlie Waters had a hard time fielding that.
Yeah.
Maybe Brooks Robinson would have had a hard time fielding it.
I'll tell you, that was almost like the dying quail that Clarence Davis once caught from Kenny Stabler. But under any circumstances, as doleful as things look for the Cowboys, now the whole preseason takes on a brightness if they can hold together and win this game.
2 keys to the thing so far. The Dallas defense kept them in the game when they were struggling. Only let them get ahead by 6-0 at the half.
The other thing was the insertion of Butch Johnson and Jay Saldi.
And more importantly, they went to the passing game to try to open up things and get the running game going. The passing game and the defense have put them in the position they're in right now.
Raphael Seption will kick off. Rich Ellender is deep along with Wayne Wilson. Ellender, no. And Wayne Wilson said, nobody, stay in there. We won it at the 20 the last time we tried that. We got it at the 14 or 15.
He's not running it back from McNeese State.
All right, guys, in this situation, this is tough for Gifford Nielsen. Your really veteran, good or great quarterbacks have to lead you out of this particular position. Everybody's struggling. Nothing's going right. Dallas has got momentum. The quarterback has got to make the play in this situation. We'll see if Gifford Nielsen can do it. Good test for the young man.
He's had only 1 completion in this half, but don't bum wrap him. On a key pass, Kenny Burroughs dropped it. The whole game might have turned on that.
Motion is Eddie Foster. And off goes to Wayne Wilson. Wayne Wilson out of the 20 to the 21. A gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. And just like the Cowboys, who lose running efficiency without Dorsett, Houston without Campbell is a different football team. Second and 9.
Again,
inside 10 minutes remaining in the game.
When you're trying to come back and the defensive team is fired up, it's tough to run on 1st down. That's a good down to throw the ball. Now 2nd and 9, everybody in the stadium knows you're going to throw it.
I've not seen a Cowboy safety blitz. We won't see it this time either. A lot of young people in there. Nielsen turns right into Harvey Martin.
That's the wrong guy to turn into.
All right, the key thing,
Dave
though.
Stahls was also there, and he likes it.
Good point, Frank. Watch Dave Stahl, 65, right at the bottom of your screen. He beats his guard. Here he comes. He forces Nielsen to turn into Harvey Martin, and he said hello.
I'll tell you, he was beating a starting offensive lineman, Ed Fisher, and they protected their quarterback last year, the best of any team in the NFL. So Dave Stahls, like Tom Landry told us, seemingly has arrived. There he is. Big shoes he's filling, that of the retired Jethro Pugh.
Well, if he can do it, that solves one of the two major problems. The other problem could be solved by the rookie Thornton from Illinois.
Third down, 19. Ball at the 11-yard line. Offsides, Dallas. You saw Bruce Thornton.
Right, number 91.
Just a little eager. Big cut coming on Tuesday. 10 players from each of these teams will have played their last game with these teams. Offsides indicated.
Frank, some people might have wondered why they ran the ball on 3rd and 20 yards to go down their own 10-yard line. That was a good call. There are times to go for it and times not to go for it. No use throwing the ball up in the air.
Defense number 91.
So, there's no use throwing the ball up in the air there and giving Dallas another cheap touchdown. Run the ball up and wait for another time to get a chance.
Especially since they've got 8:46 to go. Plenty of time.
Third down, 14. Nielsen wide open as Barber has the first down out to the 32-yard line. Barber, who went out with what was reported as leg cramps, back in the game. Clutch pass, clutch reception.
That's the first big play they've had since they scored the early second quarter touchdown.
And it took a defensive mistake. That 5-yard penalty made it a different situation. 3rd and 14, somewhat easier than 3rd and 20. They went to the pass and went to their main man, Mike Barber. He came up with the play. Good play by Nielsen.
Secondary Dallas is now Aaron Mitchell, Mark Washington, Randy Hughes, and Cliff Harris. First and 10. 37-yard line of the Houston Oilers. Football is loose, and Dallas, I believe, has it. Dallas gets the football, I believe.
It is a game of mistakes, Francis. The team that makes the fewer number always wins.
Wayne Wilson came up with it. Dallas indicating they had it. Wayne Wilson, who dropped it, came up with it. Loss of a couple. It'll be second down and 12. The ball at the 34-yard line.
Frank, they got the 3 wide receivers, the one setback in.
Goes out to Eddie Foster. And Eddie Foster gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. He's piled up there. Randy Hughes is there. The flag is down.
That's a familiar Houston play. As you know, Giff, they frequently do it with Burrows, who's been known to break it for a touchdown all the way down the sidelines.
No penalty. He just fell out of the pocket of one of the officials, I guess. Third down, a little less than 10. Ken Burrow goes out to the left. Gifford Nielsen will feel the hot breath of a fired-up Dallas defense. Good protection. Billy White Shoes Johnson, I believe, and he would not have had the first down. He's a heady ball player. He knew he wouldn't have it if he kept going, so he tried to do something and get the first down. Cost him a couple of yards, but he risked that in an attempt to get the first down. Wade Manning drops now for Dallas on 4th down. Cliff Parsley comes in for Houston. Wade Manning back at the 18-yard line of the Cowboys. Parsley had a pretty good night punting. And gets off another beauty. Manning at his own 15. And swarmed under out to the 25-yard line. 48-yard punt by Parsley when they needed it. Earl Campbell, we haven't seen much of him in this half. This made a difference for Houston. We'll be back. Texas Stadium. The home of the Dallas Cowboys, who have come to life here in the second half. They moved out to a 16-13 lead over the Houston Oilers. They have a first and 10, their own 25-yard line, 5:56 remaining in the game. Blackwell running well. Hole was closed, broke it out to the right. Picks up 1.5 yards, 2 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Upended there by Mike Stinsrud, a rookie from Iowa State.
Frank, 5 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the game and counting. The Dallas offense has a chance to run this clock down and not give Houston a chance to come back. Defense has kept them in the game all night. Offense came back and played well. They can win it right here with a good drive.
And note the Roger Staubach apparently is going to go all the way tonight. Tom Landry said we have to start firming up the people that we're going to go the season with. 2nd and 8. Did Robert steal? No, incomplete. Had him for a moment. He got it. They did give it to him.
Well, that was interesting.
One official indicated incomplete.
Robert Steele, free agent of Northern Alabama.
It's great to be a holder on this Dallas team. One by one, the holders go down. Danny White, Charlie Waters.
Blackwell over the right side, out to the 43-yard line. A gain of 3, up into there by Steve Kiner. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Preseason scores: Bears over Bengals by 4, Washington over Atlanta by 10, Tampa Bay over New Orleans by 7, San Diego over the Giants by 4, Buffalo leading Green Bay, Miami, Minnesota still without a touchdown in the preseason, Kansas City by 17 over St. Louis. That amazing Seattle team we saw last Sunday night leading the Rams, and Denver winning 7-0 at half.
2nd and 7. Blackwell gets the call. They keep working over the right side, and Blackwell this time is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Gets up for maybe a yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 6. Craig Bingham.
Be interesting to see
for Houston.
I'm sorry, Giff. Be interesting to see if that Denver defense holds together without Alzado.
You know, the Cowboys are still not finding any gigantically big holes in the defensive line of the Houston Oilers. Running is coming tough still.
No, they are not. They have the lead, but they can't be terribly happy with what's transpired tonight.
Yes, sir.
Preston Pearson, 1st down. Spun out of the arms of Steve Kiner for additional yardage.
At this point, there has been no bigger play in the game.
With 3:40 on the clock, the Cowboys now working on the seconds remaining in this game.
Shotgun formation, pretty good protection. Roger hangs in there. Preston Pearson beats Steve Kiner, the linebacker, man on man. Preston Pearson runs that pattern as good as anybody. He has an option of either cutting in or out. He took the out cut on Kiner. No match.
Wide receivers in now for Dallas. Steele, Robert Steele, 82, and Chris DeFrance, rookie from Arizona State, number 83. This is Blackwell. And he turned the corner.
Oh, what a night that kid is having. Landry is finding what he was looking for tonight, and Blackwell, I'll tell you.
1st down at the 25-yard line, just short of the 25-yard line.
Mike Stinsrud almost got a hand on him, but this kid turns it up the field. We said they were looking for somebody to come out of the pack and be a better than good player. Lois Blackwell tonight has been a better than good player.
He sure
there he is
has.
right there.
He's carried the ball in tough yardage situations. He's carried it for 40 tough yards tonight.
Well, he's got tremendous acceleration, tremendous change of speed, pivots well, holds his balance beautifully.
Right back with Blackwell, and Blackwell cranks out another 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6, and Dallas is really now working on the clock. We're inside 3 minutes.
Frank, you've seen it happen a lot. You get a hot back, you feed him the ball. He gets hot, he gets looking good at the holes. Tom Landry knows that. He's given Lois Blackwell the ball a lot.
17 times I think he's carried it tonight. And it's a very warm night.
It's not a shabby performance, I'll tell you.
Larry Brinson pounded as he gets to the 25-yard line. 3rd and 5.
Well, how are they going to be when they get this fella back, huh?
You know, he wants to play tomorrow. They found a little fracture in the joint of the big right toe. He says it didn't bother him. He actually worked on it for 2 weeks before they even x-rayed it. So he says he's ready to go right now. You saw the 2-minute warning coming up. Cowboys have a 3-point lead. We'll be returning to Texas Stadium after this. Well, it was all Houston in the first half. They, at one point, led 13-0. Dallas roared back here in the second half, getting their life, quite frankly, I believe, from the defense, as we've mentioned before. A couple of big hits by Tom Henderson, Randy Hughes, seemed to turn things around. Curly Cope.
Well, in summary,
some pretty severe knuckles.
Hi there, Curl. In summary, there have to be some bright signs for Tom Landry tonight. The encouraging performance of Stalls, the brilliant performance of Randy Hughes. With Charlie Waters out, Hughes had actually been pushing Cliff Harris for a first-string job.
Not to mention Blackwell, Alois Blackwell. And Tony Dorsett cannot be back in the lineup. They're going to need someone to go into the season with. Preston Pearson once again.
Interception.
Interception.
What an interception.
What a great Art Stringer. Took the ball out of Pearson's hands.
That was amazing.
Stay with us.
Yes.
Houston has got the football again with 1:55 remaining. And Preston Pearson, I believe Fran was concentrating on staying in bounds.
Let's watch it. Rogers a little late delivering the ball. Preston was already into his break. Preston had to turn around to get the ball. A little bit to his backside.
Oh, no.
Couldn't handle it. Stringer intercepts.
Popped out.
Tough catch he had to make there.
From where we sat, it looked like Stringer had stripped him.
No, Gifford Nielsen right to the air. He finds Mike Barber out around the 25-yard line. A pickup of 7 yards. It'll be second down and 3. The hurry-up offense now by the Houston Oilers. They have 3 timeouts. They'd like not to use them until they have to. This will be another pass. If Nielsen can't find the receiver, he'll kill the clock just by throwing it away. But he finds Barber again. Same pattern. First down, Houston. 31-yard line. Now we'll see the timeout. No, we do not. That might have been a mistake.
The kid has got 2 completions, though. He's got to feel good about that. He's got his first down. That's the toughest one to get.
Whistle blown. Flags are down.
Somebody starting in with Randy White. Don't do it.
John Schumacher.
Oh,
Randy White having words down there.
Don't pick on Randy White because while
on the offense, snapping the ball before it was ready.
That's right. He should have called timeout. They ran off about 20 seconds needlessly. They had 3 timeouts.
All right, Frank, we got 1:12 left. He's got 3 timeouts. He's got to throw just about every down.
First and 15. Good to Barber. Cliff Harris almost got it.
He did, but I'll tell you the guy that caused that almost interception was number 54, Randy White. He gave Nielsen a shot. Let's watch it here. Watch number 62 blocking on Randy White. He's going to beat Schumacher as he's done most of this evening. Here he comes from the backside. That hurts. It's hard to throw from the prone position. I haven't found the quarterback that can do it yet. When they do, lights out.
I saw you try. Too often.
Second down, 15. 1:06 on the clock. Nielsen wanted to go to Norris Banks, his rookie back out of Kansas. Overthrew the ball.
Guys, I think the point we've got to make tonight. This Houston team who's played very well. 16-13 game now. Dallas has played with their great quarterback Staubach the entire night. Houston's great quarterback Dan Pastorini is not here. If quarterbacks make a difference, Houston's played pretty well.
And a year ago, though, it was Gifford Nielsen who led the Houston Oilers to a win over the Cowboys here. They hold a lot of promise for Gifford Nielsen. Fires to Wayne Wilson, and Wilson has the football out to the 40-yard line. There's your timeout. Gifford Nielsen will move over to the sidelines to confer with the coaching staff of the Houston Oilers, and we'll take this advantage to 2 seconds remaining in the game. The Cowboys 16-13 over the Houston Oilers. The Oilers have a 4th down and 6. The ball inside their own 41-yard line. Wide receivers are Billy Johnson, Robert Woods, and Ken Burrow. And Mike Barber, bottom of your screen, number 86.
Watch Barber and Johnson. They're the keys.
The attempt goes to Billy White Shoes Johnson and is complete. He has a first down. They'll stop the clock with 44 seconds remaining. The ball at the 49-yard line of Dallas. Clutch throw by this young man, Gifford Nielsen.
He's coming back. Dallas in a prevent defense. He's got to go to one of the inside men. Johnson is in the slot. He makes the play on Thomas Henderson. Wasn't a bad catch. Good throw by Gifford Nielsen. Gifford Nielsen showing me something tonight, Howard.
They're getting close. That's the important thing, the field goal position.
2 timeouts remain for Houston. Nielsen, 14 of 25 of the night, 162 yards, and he fires it over the middle. And this time Houston will call timeout. They'll be down to 1. He gets it to Billy White Shoes Johnson once again. Short of a first down, a pickup of 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4.
He's got 38 seconds left on the clock. He moves it in another 10 yards. He's in position.
That's what the discussion is all about. How do we get it within range of Tony Fritsch?
Okay, Frank, he's got 1 timeout to work with. Downs are not a problem now. Yardage and time are a problem. They're talking it over on the sideline. He's got to get the ball down to Mike Barber, Billy White Shoes again, and get the first down and then keep going.
I would think downs and time are a problem.
Downs are really not. He's got 2nd down now, only 38 seconds. He's got three chances here, and he's only got 4 yards to go. He should make that.
From your mouth to his ears.
And you got all the credit.
1 timeout remaining. 38 seconds on the clock. 2nd down 4. The ball at the 44-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys.
Again, the key receivers are Billy White Shoes Johnson in the slot at the top of your screen, and Mike Barber down at the bottom, the tight end.
No flag. You saw the movement, but no flag. And Gifford drops the ball after he's hit by Harvey Martin. And that should do it. The Dallas Cowboys recover. I believe it was who? Randy White? Harvey Martin made the contact, and Randy White came up with the football. The most valuable players in the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
As Lombardi so often said, as you look at it again, defense is the name of the game.
Look at Harvey Martin.
He ran right over. I made a mistake, Frank. The key was the left tackle who was blocking on Harvey Martin. Poor Gifford Nielsen had no chance.
The key is that man and his size and his ability and his verve and his spirit.
Houston's first turnover of the night. Not bad for Gifford Nielsen.
All right, Roger here should just fall on the ball. Don't risk any injury. Don't risk giving it to the running back. Fall down with it and run out the clock.
Right, they can only stop it 1 time. Houston cannot stop the clock anymore.
So defense dominated this game. Dallas held together defensively. Thank you, Harvey. Not a bad night, no. Don't miss too tall, do you? The clock running down.
He misses too tall, though.
Dallas will win the football game. They will play one more exhibition game, that against Pittsburgh. Houston has one more against New Orleans next Friday night. They'll have to prepare quickly for that. Dallas opens the season against the Cardinals September the 2nd at St. Louis. Houston opens against Washington at Washington. Once again, the final score, Dallas 16, Houston 13. Be sure to join us on September the 3rd at 9 Eastern time for the regular season opener of ABC's Monday Night Football. And the Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers will meet the New England Patriots. That'll be live from Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The executive producer of ABC Sports is Bruce Arledge. NFL Monday Night Football is produced by Dennis Lewin, directed by Chet Forty. Technical director Werner Gunther. Associate director Rob Viner. Be with us tomorrow for a full afternoon of sports coverage beginning at 3:30 Eastern, 2:30 Central and Pacific with college football 1979. That'll be a preview of the upcoming NCAA college season. Then at 4:30 Eastern, 3:30 Central and Pacific, it's ABC's Wide World of Sports featuring the World Championship Motorcycle Road Race and the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo. This This is Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Fran Tarkenton saying so long from Texas Stadium in Irving, Texas. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United is building the largest airline in the free world around you. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.